Thanks for tuning in to the Kool Hits Sports Network. The game you're tuning in for is not quite ready yet. Stay tuned, and for a complete broadcast schedule, make sure to visit KoolHits1057.com. Your event will start soon from the Kool Hits Sports Network. Thanks for tuning in to the Kool Hits Sports Network. The event you're tuning in for is not quite ready yet. And for a complete list of broadcasts, check out the sports page at KoolHits1057.com. Stay tuned. Your event will start soon from the Kool Hits Sports Network. Thanks for tuning in to the Kool Hits Sports Network. The game you're tuning in for is not quite ready yet. Stay tuned, and for a complete broadcast schedule, make sure to visit KoolHits1057.com. Your event will start soon from the Kool Hits Sports Network. Thanks for tuning in to the Kool Hits Sports Network. The event you're tuning in for is not quite ready yet. And for a complete list of broadcasts, check out the sports page at KoolHits1057.com. Stay tuned. Your event will start soon from the Kool Hits Sports Network. Thanks for tuning in to the Kool Hits Sports Network. The game you're tuning in for is not quite ready yet. Stay tuned, and for a complete broadcast schedule, make sure to visit KoolHits1057.com. Your event will start soon from the Kool Hits Sports Network. Thanks for tuning in to the Kool Hits Sports Network. The event you're tuning in for is not quite ready yet. And for a complete list of broadcasts, check out the sports page at KoolHits1057.com. Stay tuned. Your event will start soon from the Kool Hits Sports Network. Thanks for tuning in to the Kool Hits Sports Network. The game you're tuning in for is not quite ready yet. Stay tuned, and for a complete broadcast schedule, make sure to visit KoolHits1057.com. Your event will start soon from the Kool Hits Sports Network. Thanks for tuning in to the Kool Hits Sports Network. The event you're tuning in for is not quite ready yet. And for a complete list of broadcasts, check out the sports page at KoolHits1057.com. Stay tuned. Your event will start soon from the Kool Hits Sports Network. Thanks for tuning in to the Kool Hits Sports Network. The game you're tuning in for is not quite ready yet. Stay tuned, and for a complete broadcast schedule, make sure to visit KoolHits1057.com. Your event will start soon from the Kool Hits Sports Network. Thanks for tuning in to the Kool Hits Sports Network. The event you're tuning in for is not quite ready yet. And for a complete list of broadcasts, check out the sports page at KoolHits1057.com. Stay tuned. Your event will start soon from the Kool Hits Sports Network. Thanks for tuning in to the Kool Hits Sports Network. The game you're tuning in for is not quite ready yet. Stay tuned, and for a complete broadcast schedule, make sure to visit KoolHits1057.com. Your vid will start soon from the Kool Hits Sports Network. Thanks for tuning in to the Kool Hits Sports Network. The event you're tuning in for is not quite ready yet. And for a complete list of broadcasts, check out the sports page at KoolHits1057.com. Stay tuned. Your event will start soon from the Kool Hits Sports Network. Thanks for tuning in to the Kool Hits Sports Network. The game you're tuning in for is not quite ready yet. Stay tuned, and for a complete broadcast schedule, make sure to visit KoolHits1057.com. Your vid will start soon from the Kool Hits Sports Network. Thanks for tuning in to the Kool Hits Sports Network. The event you're tuning in for is not quite ready yet. And for a complete list of broadcasts, check out the sports page at KoolHits1057.com. Stay tuned. Your event will start soon from the Kool Hits Sports Network.
It's time now for hard-hitting, exciting high school football action on the Kool Hits Sports Network. Get ready for the touchdowns, the tackles, the excitement of Friday Night Lights. Now, let's go to the field for the pregame show on the Kool Hits Sports Network.
And hello again, everybody, and welcome to Kentucky High School football here on the Kool Hits Sports Network. Tonight we're live in Maysville, Kentucky at Mason County High School. There are only 8 teams remaining in Class 3A high school football in the entire state of Kentucky, and tonight 2 of those teams will face off in a state playoff quarterfinal matchup to determine who moves on to the semifinal round and who goes home. We're looking forward to bringing you all the action here tonight. I'm Chauncey Griffith along with Coach Brent Terry, and we're glad to have you along. Your Greenup County Musketeers are in town, and they're set to take on the Mason County Royals for the second time this season. Actually, the second time in less than a month, if you're doing the math. The last time these teams faced off was in Week 10 of the regular season, and Mason County came out on top of that game by a score of 34-29, finishing out their regular season as a perfect 10-0, 10 wins, 0 losses. The Mason County Royals finished with 359 total yards of offense, 195 of them on the ground. The Musketeers had 292 yards of total offense in that game, 173 of which were in the air. All 12 of sophomore quarterback Tyson Salmon's rushing attempts were in the second half, so it looks to be another great matchup. You can guarantee, Coach, that both teams will hold nothing back this time around. The Musketeers enter this game with a win-loss record of 8 wins, 4 losses under head coach Zach Moore, and they're coming off a second-round playoff win over a tough Lawrence County team on the road last week. Under head coach Joseph Wynn, the Mason County Royals are undefeated on the season. They're 12-0, and they're coming off a home playoff shutout win over Estill County, the Engineers, by a score of 25-0 1 week ago. The Royals are number 4 in passing offense in Class 3A, averaging 189 passing yards per game. And just so happens that Greenup County has the number 4 passing defense in Class 3A, only giving up 77 yards in the air per game. Can Greenup County secondary slow down the explosive passing attack of Mason County, led by 5'11" junior quarterback Keyshawn Thomas? Only time will tell. It's a cold November evening, but the atmosphere here in the stadium's electric. An awesome setting for playoff football. But we are going to step out and take our first break of the pregame show. And when we return, Coach Brent Terry will be with you, and he will be joined by Greenup County head coach Zach Moore for his pregame comments. We'll also have some pregame stats and some analysis. We'll have starting lineups and a whole lot more including a whole lot of football left to come. So don't go away. We'll be back right after this on the Kool Hits Sports Network.
When you want real, authentic Mexican menu items, you want Tres Hermanos Nunez. Accept no substitutes. None compares. Fajitas, tacos, burritos, quesadillas, chimichangas, even vegetarian choices. A kids menu, desserts, and salads, a tasty, budget-pleasing selection for you and your family, unlike any others, should be your first and only choice for authentic Mexican all throughout the tri-state. Ashland, Greenup, Grayson, Paintsville, Canova, South Point, Olive Hill, and Cannonsburg. Tres Hermanos Nunez, the best around. In addition to the Greenup location, Stultz Pharmacy's newest location is at 437 James Hanna Drive in South Shore, but has retained the name you know and love, McDonald Pharmacy, with the same great service you'll find in the Greenup location, with free delivery service and their convenient drive-through. Get your vaccinations and allergy shots, and of course, great prescription service at Stultz Pharmacy in Greenup and McDonald Pharmacy, James Hanna Drive, South Shore.
You know, financial security begins at home with home ownership. If you've been putting off looking for a home because you think you can't afford it, you owe it to yourself to check out Members Choice Credit Union. Members Choice Credit Union has programs for first-time home buyers and more to help put you in the home of your dreams. Call, click, or stop by Members Choice Credit Union today.
Members Choice Credit Union, NMLS 411945, Equal Housing Lender. Call for additional information. Other restrictions may apply.
Clark's Pump and Shop now has Arco, a new brand of gasoline. Look for Arco gasoline and our brand new state-of-the-art pumps at several of our tri-state locations. Clark's Pump and Shop still offers the same clean stores and the same fast, friendly service you've always received. You may have noticed a new facelift at some of Clark's Pump and Shop locations, and we invite you to stop in and see for yourself. To learn more, visit us online at myclarkspns.com. Clark's Pump and Shop, where you can return, refresh, and refuel.
Back here on the field, pregame, Mason County versus Greenup County here with head football coach Zach Moore. Coach, another rematch game, much like last week, except this game, teams are the weeks in between are much closer. Only 3 weeks ago you played Mason County. What do you take, if anything, from that game?
Well, it seems like we were just here. I know that for sure, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot more familiarity with one another. And some people might think you go in there and change a lot of stuff you did from the last time, but that's, any coach worth their salt is not going to do that. Both of us are going to make adjustments and try to maybe take advantage of things maybe we saw last time, if we get to see that this time. So it might be a little bit of feeling out each other, I think, maybe in the first we'll get it going, but I think whoever comes out fast and comes out quick here in the first quarter really is going to be on top of this thing, and the other one's going to be playing catch-up.
Yeah. So the last time in the last game we talked about, they're very explosive on offense. In all these interviews we've talked about limiting explosive or chunk plays. I'm sure that's of even increased importance tonight.
Yeah, it's much more difficult with the scheme that they play. When you're playing a spread team that's got talented people all over the place, you know how it is. In space, you've got to be good. We've got to tackle well in space. You have to compress space as a defense. And if you don't do that, then they're going to get some chunk plays on you. And that's exactly what happened to us last time. They did a really nice job. And, we've addressed some of those things that they did well against us last time, and hopefully we're able to limit them. We don't expect to come out here and, completely shut them down. We just need to make one more play than they do and have one more on that scoreboard at the end.
Talk about Tyson Salmons and his importance of kind of getting the offense going against a really good defense. They're less than 13 points per game given up. Talk about his importance tonight.
Well, he'll play a much more pivotal role, at least with his legs, than he did last time we played. And we weren't trying to save him as far as, for the playoffs or anything like that, because this is a pure RPI game and a coincidence that we're playing now. But we were going into the playoffs. We certainly didn't want to, ride him or, in a game that really didn't have anything to do with seeding, run him 25 times. Tonight he will run it as many times as we need to win.
Coach, thank you for your time. Appreciate it. Good luck.
Sounds great. Look forward to after game.
Doubt, stress, anxiety, frustration, that was yesterday. Today is your day to get back on track to a brighter future. At Ashland Community and Technical College, we're open and ready to help now with ridiculously affordable, amazingly flexible classes that can lead to highly paid positions in IT, healthcare, and more. The real world's tough, but not as tough as you. Visit kctcs.edu/find your career.
Where does your money go? When you bank with us, your deposit becomes your neighbor's loan. A real estate agent sells a house. They get a commission. They deposit it with us. We use it to make an auto loan to one of our customers. Hometown people helping each other grow. That's what it's all about. First in People's Bank and Trust Company, member FDIC. We are the home office.
Primary Plus Grayson believes in sharing its mission of quality, advanced, affordable health for the entire family, offering primary care, pediatrics, women's health, counseling services, and an on-site pharmacy all under one roof. Primary Plus Grayson is happy to welcome a new team to their growing family, including pediatrician and internal medicine physician Dr. Kelly Trent, family health nurse practitioners Dawn Jordan and Kelly Spark, and physician assistant Chris Horde. Primary Plus Grayson, 645 Interstate Drive, always welcoming new patients. Learn more about Primary Plus, its medical team locations, and more at primaryplus.net. When you want real, authentic Mexican menu items, you want Tres Hermanos Nunez. Accept no substitutes. None compares. Fajitas, tacos, burritos, quesadillas, chimichangas, even vegetarian choices. A kids menu, desserts and salads, a tasty, budget-pleasing selection for you and your family, unlike any others, should be your first and only choice for authentic Mexican all throughout the tri-state. Ashland, Greenup, Grayson, Paintsville, Canova, South Point, Olive Hill, and Cannonsburg. Tres Hermanos Nunez, the best around.
And we're back in Mason County, Kentucky, Maysville, down the AA highway. And, Coach, it's football time.
Yeah, no doubt. It's a great atmosphere. As I look out of the press box here, not a seat to be found over here on the Mason County side.
And not many over there.
I was going to say,
yeah.
and just the same thing on the Greenup County side. A lot of people lining the fences here at the stadium, so people sitting up on the hill across the way. Everybody got their coffee and blankets.
Yeah,
and,
buddy.
It's playoff football, you know. The temperature down around 30 degrees. I was looking at the Weather Channel there, the real field down around 22.
Yep.
And that's going to make a difference in this game tonight.
You better believe it.
Yeah, it's going to play a factor, but it's playoff football, and that's what we come to expect.
I'm sitting here getting everything unloaded, packing our stuff out, getting everything set up, and getting my paperwork out. And I looked at you and I said, Coach, my hands aren't working. Imagine how it's going to be carrying a football.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of these guys play both ways, which is kind of really a good thing tonight.
Yes,
to play both ways. You don't have to worry about going over and getting cold. It'll be the guys really that come out of the game that maybe play one way that have to take 15 or 20 minutes over on the sidelines, and they'll get a little cold. And can they get back in it a little bit? But it's going to be cold and it will be a factor, but it's not going to be the determining factor. We've got a great surface here, unlike last week. It was very rainy. We have a natural grass surface, and but tonight you don't have to worry about the turf is relatively new and it's good shape. We were down on the field earlier. Everybody's got a great footing, and so it's going to be sets up for an exciting matchup.
We talked about last time we were up here just 3 weeks ago how nice the stadium is. The field looks beautiful. But speaking of that game, 34-29 was the final score. But there's a lot more to that football game than just the final score, especially moving into this one.
Yeah, absolutely. In that game, Mason County got off to a very quick start.
Yes,
Coach alluded to it kind of a little bit in the pregame comments, but they got up quick. They hit them with a trick play very early, a little double pass, and got off to a quick start. And they're an explosive team.
They are.
Mason County's MO.
Yep.
They are on attack mode all the time, and so that's going to be a challenge for that Greenup County defense to be able to slow down Keyshawn Thomas and that passing attack of theirs, and they also run the ball very effectively. So you can't overlook that. In that game we had talked about early. I remember talking about during that game or even before that game that Thomas wasn't a huge rushing threat. He's only carried the ball 75 times on the year for 330 yards. But during that game, when it was crunch, there were a few very important first downs, and that game got close. That he was able to kind of run that zone replay or some quarterback keeper, some planned quarterback runs, and he was able to make some yardage and move the chains when they absolutely had to have it in the rushing game. So, he's going to factor prominently, obviously, in this game. Keyshawn Thomas is sixth in 3A in passing, 204 attempts, 126 completions, nearly 2,000 yards, 19 touchdowns. So, they like to move the ball through the air. They stretch you from sideline to sideline, and so that's going to force that Greenup County secondary that's only given up about 77 yards per game in the passing game.
That's
it's going
right.
to force them to tackle in space. It's going to force them to get off blocks against the really good size wide receivers from Mason County. You look at their starting lineup, and you look at their receivers, and they go 6'4", 6 foot, 5'11", and 6'3". So that's a good size. When they put that 10 personnel, and those 4 guys are out there, 3 of them are over 6 foot tall, and 2 of them are 6'3" and 6'4". So,
and they're not just tall, lanky kids; they're tall athletes.
Absolutely,
yeah.
Tall athletes, strong, 180, 190 pound type guys. So it sets up a game on the perimeter that Greenup County's got to win if they're going to stay in this thing.
Coach, I see as you're talking, I'm looking out midfield. Looks like captain's out there, coaches out there, referees out there. It's coin toss time. We've got a couple minutes here. We've got to get a break in.
Okay.
So we're going to step out, take a break while they do the coin toss. And when we get back, we'll know whose football it is. And we will also have starting lineups and a whole lot of football. So don't go way back after this on the Kool Hits Sports Network.
Clark's Pump and Shop now has Arco, a new brand of gasoline. Look for Arco gasoline and our brand new state-of-the-art pump at several of our tri-state locations. Clark's Pump and Shop still offers the same clean stores and the same fast, friendly service you've always received. You may have noticed a new facelift at some of Clark's Pump and Shop locations, and we invite you to stop in and see for yourself. To learn more, visit us online at myclarkspns.com. Clark's Pump and Shop, where you can return, refresh, and refuel.
In addition to the Greenup location, Stultz Pharmacy's newest location is at 437 James Hanna Drive in South Shore, but has retained the name you know and love, McDonald Pharmacy, with the same great service you'll find in the Greenup location, with free delivery service and their convenient drive-thru. Get your vaccinations and allergy shots, and of course, great prescription service at Stultz Pharmacy in Greenup and McDonald Pharmacy, James Hanna Drive, South Shore.
You know, financial security begins at home with home ownership. If you've been putting off looking for a home because you think you can't afford it, you owe it to yourself to check out Members Choice Credit Union. Members Choice Credit Union has programs for first-time home buyers and more to help put you in the home of your dreams. Call, click, or stop by Members Choice Credit Union today.
Members Choice Credit Union, NMLS 411945, Equal Housing Lender. Call for additional information. Other restrictions may apply.
I like having choices. I especially like to have choices when it comes to my insurance. As a trusted choice agency, Ron LeMaster Insurance provides choices for their customers every day. You get choices in the company, products, coverage, and prices that best fit your individual needs. Choosing to do business with a trusted choice agency like Ron LeMaster Insurance means you get their pledge of professional and courteous service. Ron LeMaster Insurance, your trusted choice agency.
Back in Mason County, Kentucky, Chauncey Griffith, Brett Terry, glad to have you along. Time now. Well, I'll take that back, Coach. We had the coin toss while we were at break. Talk about what happened.
Looked like that Mason County won the toss, and they're going to receive. They want to get that potent offense out on the field early. So
Coach Wynn has confidence in his offense.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So they're going to take the ball and start the game.
Coach, if you want to, we'll go ahead and take a look at the starting lineups. We'll start with your Greenup County Musketeers defensively, Coach.
Yeah, they're going to be out on defense first, so we'll do their defense. The two inside the nose and tackle are Jack Gullett and Noah Nichols. The two defensive ends are Hunter Clevenger and Mason Salmon. Our inside linebackers for Greenup County, Wyatt Perkins and Carson Wireman. The outside linebackers in this defense they call the Bandit and Spur are Brock Thomas and Tyson Salmon. The secondary, Ethan Kelly at one corner with Brady Howard at the other, and our free safety is Jace Griffith.
A pretty stout defense, for the Musketeers. Offensively for Mason County, it's going to look something like this. Up front, left guard number 72, Wyatt Fuller, a 6'3" senior. Right guard number 70, Stephen Lofton, a 6'1" senior. Left tackle is going to be number 58, Blake Osgood, a 6'1" junior. Center number 52, Kyan Lewis, a 6'1" senior. Right tackle number 62, Ben Redmond, a 6'3" senior. In the backfield, quarterback number 9, Keyshawn Thomas, the leader of that offense, a 5'11" junior. Running back number 20, Brady Sanders, a 5'11" senior. And then 4 receivers in the starting lineup. Number 5, Terrell Henry, a 6'4" senior. Number 3, Isaac Marshall, a 6' senior. and number 11, Christian Walton, 5'11" senior, and number 2, Landon Skilley, a 6'3" junior. Coach, a lot of senior-laden starting offensive lineup for Mason County.
Absolutely. Very good up front, good size, a lot of veteran players on that offensive line. Mason County probably doesn't get enough credit for the explosiveness of their offense. So,
that's right.
Also with such an explosive team, the return game tonight is going to be absolutely critical in this, and so they're going to start off taking the ball here on the return team. So it's going to be interesting to see how Greenup County chooses to play this in the kickoff game. Are they going to sky kick it? Will they choose to kick it deep? I think that's going to be an important factor in this game.
I think we're about to find out, Coach. Carson Wireman with the kick. It's going to be a squib kick down the left hash, and it is fielded at about the 15-yard line. The returner is going to be Isaac Marshall. He gets back to the middle of the field, crosses the 25, and he's gobbled up at about the 26-yard line. That's where Mason County will start out offensively 1st and 10. And, Coach, we'll take a look at those other starting lineups, Greenup's offense, Mason's defense here in a few minutes. It's going to be 1st down and 10 yards to go here for the Mason County Royals under the tutelage of head coach Joseph Wynn. They're 12-0 on the season. And, Coach, I think we can probably – it wouldn't be a far stretch to expect maybe a big play or attempted big play here on 1st down.
Yeah, we'll see kind of how they going to attack
No, we've got a handoff up the middle. It's going to go to Sanders. He marches ahead for a gain of about 2 yards on 1st down. He's kind of gobbled up at the line, but that second effort, it's going to be 2nd down and about 8, maybe even closer to 7 yards to go here early on in this football game.
Sanders is their leading rusher. Carried the ball he has about 806 yards on the season, 11 touchdowns, 5'11", 205-pound senior, very strong, low to the ground, very hard runner.
Like trips to the left. It's going to be a shotgun snap this time as Thomas, under some pressure, he's going to scramble out to his left, throwing it way downfield. He's got the receiver, but he led him too far, Coach. Good pass cover. I believe Isaac Marshall out there, he showed off that foot speed we were talking about, but the ball was just out of his reach.
Yeah, the important thing there, we're able to flush Thomas out of out of the pocket there a little bit and force a kind of an on-the-run kind of throw. And so able to kind of do that helps the secondary a lot when you can get some pressure on that quarterback.
3rd down, 7 yards to go now. Trips to the left again. Ball is on the right hash. Mason County in all black uniforms, black pants, black jersey, black helmet, blue numbers trimmed in white. Greenup County in all whites except their helmet is green. And on 3rd down, we've got a pass downfield out of the reach of number 2. That is Landon Skilley. I'm sorry, the roster that we were given has a different number 2, but it's been updated. That's Landon Skilley. Anyway, the pass falls incomplete, 4th down.
Yeah, kind of something we don't see very often out of the Greenup County defense right there was a little bit of 2-man coverage. They are primarily a 3-deep team.
Yes,
and
sir.
So, but in 3rd and long right there, they go with some 2-man.
That's right.
And get the incompletion.
A punt barely gets off there under some pressure, and it's going to go out of bounds before it gets across midfield. It goes out of bounds at about the 48-yard line. So Greenup with very, very good field position here starting out on their first offensive drive. And, Coach, let's take a second here and take a look at the starting lineups for the Greenup offense and the Mason defense, starting with the Mason County defense.
Okay, that Mason County defense starts with their linebacker, Carter Sanders. Isley Morales is the other linebacker. 2 outside linebackers are Brady Sanders and Blake at defensive end, Blake Osgood. Defensive tackle is Wyatt Fuller. The other defensive end is Colton Kinney. Corners are Carson Pugh and Jonathan Jones. In the secondary, Terrell Henry, Chad Clark Roberts, and Camden Clark Roberts.
Yes, sir. I'm guessing they're brothers. Greenup County out there with 2 stacked receivers both ways. Ball's on the left hash. And a handoff on 1st down. It's going to go to Ike Henderson up the middle, and he's gobbled up at the line of scrimmage for no gain. And, Coach, we'll take a look real quick at that Greenup County starting offense. Up front, left tackle, 58, Jack Gollett. Left guard, 54, Mason Sammons. The center is number 64, Elijah Smith. Right guard, number 62, Noah Nichols. Right tackle, number 56, Cooper Howard. Behind the center anyway, Tyson Sammons at running back, Ike Henderson's. And 4 receivers, they are Cade Hunt, Jace Griffith, Brady Howard, and Hunter Clevenger. We've got 3 receivers to the right of the football, which is on the left hash, And the play clock winding down here as Salmons is going to take the shotgun snap, and it's going to be a designed run to him. He bounces outside, still bouncing outside, and he's tackled in the backfield, Coach. Just nowhere to turn it upfield. Great pursuit there from that Mason County defense. We do have a player down, though, in the middle of the field. Looks like one of the defensive linemen, but the tackle is for a loss. It's going to be a loss of about 2 to 3 yards.
Yeah, planned quarterback run there from Salmons. They try to stretch that Mason defense kind of horizontally there, try to stretch them toward the boundary, but just nowhere for Tyson to kind of turn it up at. Every gap kind of full there. So tackle made behind the line of scrimmage, but we do have a Mason rule down right now.
So with 10:07 to go here in the first quarter, we're still scoreless, and Greenup County with the football, third and we're going to say about 13 yards from their own 49-yard line. And as we mentioned there, one of the Mason County Royals down. Didn't see what happened. It was kind of behind the football, and everybody was in pursuit. Not sure exactly what went on there.
Yeah, probably just, one of those linemen and everybody kind of stretch blocking as it was a quarterback sweep, and somebody probably got knocked down and probably rolled him up a little bit. And so, a lot of times just a lot of bodies falling down in there and trying to get a number. That looks like number 31.
Okay.
Carter Sanders.
Yep, that's him.
Is that it? 31. Carter, 6'1", 220-pound senior, 48 tackles. He's one of the inside linebackers on this team. So that's going to be something we'll keep an eye on, whether he's able to go. But one of the team leaders on defense. But to the first third down for Greenup, ball around the minus 49-yard line. We'll see how they choose to attack Mason here.
Here we go. Salmons in the gun. Henderson to his right, 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Salmon's going to drop back to pass and then immediately take off up the middle of the field. He shakes off a couple would-be defenders, gets over to that Greenup County sideline, picks up about 6 yards, but not near enough for the first down.
Yeah, he pulled that down really quick. I'm not sure that was a planned quarterback draw.
I think it was.
Yeah, or he just didn't like what he saw there. But either way, a couple steps back and pulls it down. So going to be on the 45-yard line. Looks like Coach Moore going to choose to go ahead and punt this ball.
Yep.
The conservative play here early in the game. Try to pin Mason deep here.
4th down, 7 yards to go now from the Mason County 45-yard line. Wireman in the punt, and here comes the snap and the punt. It's in the air, a line drive punt. It's going to drop right about the 15 and take a Greenup County bounce inside the 10, and Coach, that one was fielded there at about the 7, but I think if they would have just waited a second, it would have been inside the 5, no question.
Yeah, good. They went ahead and down it there. Not that big a deal, but
no.
It had a few more yards on it maybe, but that's going to put them there.
I'm just saying a good punt there from Wireman.
Absolutely, great punt. Just what Coach Moore had in mind there by going ahead and choosing to punt that there inside the own territory. You want to pin them inside the 10-yard line if you can. That's your goal there. They're able to do that. So after a 3-and-out in their first possession, that explosive Mason County offense back out on the field, seeing some more 2-deep coverage from Greenup. Don't see that very often from Greenup, as they're primarily a 3-deep kind of team.
Got trips to the right. Again, if Mason County wants a touchdown here, they've got to go 93 yards. It's going to be a handoff on first down to Thomas. Sanders, he bounces outside, picks up around 4 yards. So that'll make it 2nd down, 6 yards to go. And a good move there from him, bouncing that thing on out, that second effort. He's one of those running backs.
Yeah, he absolutely.
Yards after contact.
Yes, it's very difficult to get down the first time. That was Mason Salmons that made the initial contact right around the line of scrimmage. And interesting enough, Greenup showed 2 deep right there at the beginning.
Yes, they did.
Before the snap, they rotated into their general cover 3 right there. And then we'll see it again here, see whether they're going to kind of get in and out of cover 2 and cover 3 as the night goes along.
A 2-by-2 set for Mason County as Thomas takes the snap, hands again to Sanders, and he bounces outside, got a little bit of room to run across the 30, now across the 40. Jace Griffith hanging off of him. He gets it across the 50-yard line down to about the 49-yard line of Greenup County. So that's a pretty big run there, Coach, on 2nd down.
Yeah, they come around right end right there. They're able to seal the defensive end. Salmon's down inside, and the lead blocker was able to get a piece of the inside linebacker, and there wasn't anyone left there but number 14, Jace Griffith, and he was able to make a touchdown-saving tackle.
That's right.
That really gets Mason County out of a hole, puts them out here around midfield, and the playbook really opens up now.
We're going to say that was unofficially a 39-yard run there on second down from Brady Sanders. Mason County again in a 2-by-2 set. Ball's on the right hash, and another handoff up the middle. It's going to go to Sanders. He cuts it upfield. A decent gain here on first down. Gets it across the 45. He's brought down at the 41-yard line. So a pickup of 8 yards on first down.
Yeah, nice job. We mentioned earlier that Mason County is very experienced up front. They got 4 seniors and a junior in that starting offensive line, and so they're able to they communicate really well, and that's an inside zone play, and Sanders just kind of picks his gap and gets 8 yards.
Another 2-by-2 set here, and this time it's going to be a pass. Thomas under pressure, and he's going to be brought down deep in the backfield. He was trying to outrun those pass rushers there, but not enough. A great play there for Greenup County's defense, pinning them back inside. We'll say they're going to give him forward progression, I guess, Coach. He was brought down at about the 40, but they're going to say that the tackle was made at the 47-yard line. So a loss of 5.
Yeah, just as we mentioned how good that offensive line is. Right there, Hunter Clevenger comes off right in and beats Blake Osgood kind of off the snap, really never even got a piece of him, and chased Thomas down in the backfield for a big loss, his first sack of the game. We talked about getting pressure on the quarterback is going to be really important in this game as it plays along.
The loss was of 12 yards. My apologies there. It's third down and 15 yards to go. Thomas takes it again. This time it's a designed run, but he's got nowhere to go. He's going to bounce it outside, gets it across the 50. Some good blocks allow him to get it down. He's knocked out of bounds at about the 41-yard line, so a big pickup, about 13 yards, Coach, but not enough, I don't believe, for the first down.
No, that's going to put them in a fourth down situation right here around the 40-yard line, maybe fourth and 3, able to get on that scramble. You know, again, Greenup had good pressure, but be able to kind of scramble out of it and put themselves in a very makeable fourth down, kind of where you can either run or throw this.
That's right. Definitely probably not going to punt here, wouldn't you say?
No.
They are going to go with the hard count. There is some movement up front, but nothing into the neutral zone. Trips to the left for Mason County, and Keyshawn Thomas barking some orders out to his receivers. And here we go. Thomas slips motions from right to left and gets a handoff, and he's going to cross the 30, and he's brought out of bounds at about the 25-yard line, Coach. So a simple running play gets him the first down and much more.
Yeah, they're running just a simple kind of off-tackle play right there. And Clevenger's over-squeezing right now. He's getting off so quick that he's meeting that puller down in and around the B-gap right there, and they're really not even trapping him. They're just running around him, and so he can just be a little more patient and make that thing cut up.
Yep.
There's just in that kind of look that safety is the next guy that is on the outside right there with no outside backer.
Trips to the left as Thomas takes the snap. A design run goes to him. He's contact made in the backfield, and he's brought down at about the line of scrimmage there. Carson Wireman, the man who brought down Keyshawn Thomas for no gain, second and 10.
Wireman and Hunter Clevenger again from the backside kind of running him down, and just as he kind of had to break down as he got to Wireman, Clevenger able to get on his back, and I thought he took a nice attempt at stripping that ball out.
Yes, he did.
Now,
with 7 minutes to go in the first quarter, Raceland and Hazard are tied up, and that is in single-A playoff action. Coach, on second down here, it's going to be another handoff to Thomas. He bounces it outside, gets it down to about the 20-yard line, so a pickup of around 5 will make it 3rd and 5.
Yeah, they run the counter play, pull the right guard and tackle around the big gap. Again, they're kind of running at Clevenger over there, and he did a much better job of playing off the trap block that time to limit some yards and force that thing to hit up inside to not let Mason and Sanders get on the edge that time.
Right. Brady Sanders so far in this ball game, 6 carries for 76 yards. Not too shabby. On 3rd and 5, Thomas takes the snap, hands it off to Sanders again. He gets it outside, shows off his running speed, gets it down inside the 10-yard line, Coach. So a pickup of around 10, 11 yards gets him inside the 10 here. They're knocking on the door.
Yeah, a read play there, a stretch play where Thomas seeks the ball to Sanders there, and if the end squeezes to play the trap, then he hands the ball off, and that's exactly what happened there, not able to get on the perimeter. If you widen with that play, then Thomas will keep it up inside in the interior. So a really nifty play there from Mason.
on 1st and goal from the 9. Thomas takes a snap, fakes a handoff, and then he's hitting the backfield. Carson Wireman came through almost untouched, and that's going to go down for a loss, Coach.
Yeah, quarterback ISO play there and they missed the isolation block.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
And Wireman made him pay. Wireman, absolutely a sure tackler, gets his hands on you. That's his 51st tackle of the year, and that might have been a tackle for loss. If so, that'd be his 9th tackle for a loss this year.
I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I've said it all year. I'm a Carson Wireman fan.
Absolutely.
And he's not. If he's the man that you need to block on ISO, you don't want to miss that block.
That's right, because he's going to make the tackle.
That's right. 2nd down and goal from the 9 for Mason County. Thomas takes the snap, sprints out to his right, and he's brought down in the backfield again, this time by
Perkins. That's Wyatt Perkins.
Okay.
That's Wyatt Perkins.
Yes, sir.
So Greenup kind of backed out with their backs against the goal line. They decided to bring a little pressure. Mason with the sprint out. Thomas trying to get out to the right edge, give himself some options there. But Wyatt Perkins able to track him down and a huge sack there.
Yeah, loss of 9 yards.
That's his first sack of the season for Wyatt Perkins. So they lose 9, brings up 3rd and goal from the 18.
We're down to 3:15 to go in the first quarter, still scoreless here. And it's 3rd and goal, like you just said, from the 18-yard line for Mason County. Ball is over toward the right hash, 2-by-2 set here. And Thomas is going to take the shotgun snap, and he's under pressure. He's sprinting out to his right, gets it over to the Mason sideline. He's forced out of bounds there, and there's your boy again, Wyatt Perkins, doing the duty.
Yeah, Mason Salmons kind of forces him out of the pocket. He gets the pressure, but he's not able to get him down, just too much speed from Thomas. But as he gets out there on the perimeter, Wyatt Perkins able to just get him kind of by the shirt sleeve right there and sling him out of bounds.
Yes, sir.
And that's going to bring up a 4th down just inside the 20.
Yep. No gain, we'll say. He got him right back to the line of scrimmage.
So probably won't get credit for a sack, but we'll see. Greenup has gone back to their 2-deep look here on 4th down. Probably going to see some 2-deep man under. What I mean by 2-man is they're playing all 5 receivers man-to-man, plus those 2 guys deep.
And, Coach, we've got a timeout by Mason County, but I think we'll keep it right here. I don't want to miss any of the action. So with 2:52 to go in quarter number 1, we're still scoreless. Mason County with the football. They're the ones that just called the timeout. It's 4th and goal from the Greenup County 18-yard line. Tonight's Greenup County playoff game is brought to you in part by
the Greenup County Public Library. Explore all the possibilities at the Greenup County Public Library and ACTC. You can further your education in person or online at Ashland Community College and Technical Center, where it's never too late to further your education. Ron LeMaster Insurance. Let the good folks at Ron LeMaster Insurance in South Shore take care of all your insurance needs.
And we definitely do appreciate those sponsors here tonight, the Greenup County Public Library, Ashland Community and Technical College, and Ron LeMaster Insurance. Coach, both teams making their way back out on the field here.
Yeah,
and
surprised me with that.
I know. Yeah, I'm bad about that.
So as I was saying, we'll see they come out in 2 deep, right? So 2 deep man under look. They're not playing a cover 2. It's 2 deep man under. We'll see what they do here. They've kind of rolled into a 1-free look now.
Yep, looks like it.
In 2 deep man under, you worry about quarterback run. Is one of the things that can be tough on that type of coverage. But a single safety look now. It looks like Jace Griffith back there, the 5'10", 155-pound senior back standing around the goal line.
And he's part of the reason Greenup County's pass defense is number 4 in the state. Here we go. It is going to be a pass, and it's going to go incomplete. Great pass coverage there. They were in man coverage, and it's going to be a turnover on downs. Yeah,
man-free coverage right there. They try to go to the inside receiver, but Wyatt Perkins having none of it. He matched it up man-to-man, did a very nice job of staying what we call in phase, staying right in the hip pocket as that guy went down the seam, and turnover on downs. So Mason moves it down to inside the 20-yard line from inside their own 10 to inside Greenup's 20, but the Greenup defense stiffens up and they're able to get a stop.
That's what I was going to say. As someone who might be a little bit partial to the Musketeers here tonight, what a stop.
Yeah, absolutely. Mason, very explosive, so they get it down there, but make just enough plays. As Coach said, you're not going to bottle them up. You're not going to stop them. But what you can do is just make one more play than them, and in that series right there, that's what it is. They made a play on 4th down, and Mason didn't, so they get the ball back.
And that's one thing about a Zach Moore coach team. The defensive strategy is going to be a good one. On 1st down, Salmon sprints out to his right, has an open receiver out there on a screen play, but it's off his hands, incomplete. The intended receiver there is Brady Howard, and it wasn't anyone in coverage out there, but the ball was a little bit over to his right. He couldn't haul it in, incomplete.
Yeah, that's maybe the first time we've seen the weather maybe play a part in there. Cold ball right there kind of gets a little slick when that ball gets cold. It gets a little slicker than normal, so kind of goes through his hands, and he had some running room out there.
So on 2nd and 10 from their own 18, it's going to be another screen play. This one's going to go to Wireman out there, and he's got some room to run. It's going to be a first down and a little bit more. Gets it across the 30, down the Greenup County sideline to about the 33, maybe 34-yard line. So a pickup of 15 or 16 here. That'll move the sticks.
Yeah, some really good blocking by the wide receivers from Greenup County. They're able to open up that room for Wireman on the screen.
A gain of 15 yards there, gets it out to the 33, and it'll be 1st and 10 Greenup County. Clock rolling it down to 2:15 now in quarter number 1 as Greenup County lines up offensively. The ball's on the right hash. Henderson motions out of the backfield. No, that's Howard in the backfield. He's going to motion out there, make it 4 receivers to the left, and we've got a whistle here in the pre-snap, and it's going to be offsides on Mason County.
Yeah, lined up in the neutral zone. Looked like maybe the left defensive end lined up in the neutral zone right there.
First penalty of this football game by my count will be a 5-yard penalty on Mason County and make it 1st down and 5 yards to go now for Greenup from their own 38-yard line. 3 receivers to the left and a running back. Howard motions out of the backfield, making it 4 receivers to the left, and it's going to be a screen play to him. Howard, he crosses the 40 down to the 45, right down at about the 48-yard line, but a flag behind him, and I did not see what happened. Did you?
Well, I think they may get Cade Hunt, number 20, on a hold there on the wide receiver screen, so they start the running back early out to the trip side, and they're able to kind of set up a screen, but I think they get Cade Hunt, number 20, there for a hold.
Yep, you are correct, so that'll be 10 yards back the wrong direction for Greenup County, and that will be 1st now and 15 yards to go after the holding call.
Yeah, the holding call about 5 yards down the field, so that only sets them in a 1st and 15, not a 1st and 20.
With 1:35 to go in the first quarter, we're still scoreless here in Mason County between the Musketeers of Greenup County and the Royals of Mason County. 3 receivers to the right and another screen play out of the backfield. It's going to go to Howard, and he's got some room to run. Crosses, well, he's going to be brought down right about the 40-yard line, so a pickup of 11, and the clock's still rolling here in quarter number 1. So that's his first official catch here for Brady Howard, and that makes it now, it's going to be 2nd down and 2 yards to go.
Yeah, another kind of have Wireman out in front of that, kind of leading that screen play. Getting a lot of good blocking on the perimeter right now from Greenup's wide receivers.
Absolutely. 2nd and 2 for Greenup County. Under a minute to go in the ball game. Ball's over on the right hash, and we've got a bunch formation from the Musketeers. 3 receivers in tight to the left side. Sammons takes a snap, fakes a handoff, and he's going to take it himself, gets the 1st down, and is brought down at the 45-yard line. So a 4-yard pickup here for Tyson Sammons will move the sticks.
Yeah, a little read play. They fake the ball in there. Tyson seeks the ball, but he sees the defensive end from the right side crash down, so he pulls it, and he's able to pick up enough yards for the 1st down.
Down under 30 seconds to go now in quarter number 1. Greenup County with the football. 1st and 10 on their own 45-yard line. Clock rolling down to 20 seconds now. And it looks like Greenup going to run one more play here in this first quarter. 2-by-2 set. Sammons takes the snap, fakes a handoff. No, he's going to give it this time to Ike Henderson, who charges ahead up the middle of the field. Well, really up the right hash, up the middle of the formation. And he's going to pick up, we'll say, 8 yards. Nope, they're moving it back 7 yards. So I'll make it 2nd down and 3 yards to go here. And the buzzer you might or might not have heard in the background means that at the end of 1 quarter of play, we're still scoreless here in Mason County, Kentucky. The Musketeers and the Royals, state quarterfinal playoff action. Back after this on the Kool Hits Sports Network.
You know, financial security begins at home with home ownership. If you've been putting off looking for a home because you think you can't afford it, You owe it to yourself to check out Members Choice Credit Union. Members Choice Credit Union has programs for first-time home buyers and more to help put you in the home of your dreams. Call, click, or stop by Members Choice Credit Union today.
Members Choice Credit Union, NMLS 411945, Equal Housing Lender. Call for additional information. Other restrictions may apply.
In addition to the Greenup location, Seltz Pharmacy's newest location is at 437 James Hanna Drive in South Shore, but has retained the name you know and love, McDonald Pharmacy, with the same great service you'll find in the Greenup location, with free delivery service and their convenient drive-thru. Get your vaccinations and allergy shots, and of course, great prescription service at Seltz Pharmacy in Greenup and McDonald Pharmacy, James Hanna Drive, South Shore.
And we're back in Maysville, Kentucky. Chauncey Griffith, Brent Terry, glad to have you along. We're scoreless here between the Greenup County Musketeers and the Mason County Royals, but some scores to update you with from around the area. At the start of the second quarter, Raceland leads Hazard 3-0, and with 3:29 to go in quarter number one, it looks like Ashland 7, Bell County 0. On 2nd and 3, Salmon's going to take it himself, shakes off a would-be tackler, crosses the 45, and is brought down at about the 42-yard line of Mason County, so that's going to move the sticks, Coach.
Power
6-yard gain, sorry.
Power read. They've run it several times already tonight. It's one of the staple plays here in this Greenup County offense. They run the power read, and they let Salmons, who they got so much trust in, read that backside in. And if he's not in position to take Tyson one-on-one, then he's going to pull it and pick up yards, and he's not afraid to do that.
Absolutely. 1st and 10 for Greenup County. Trips to the right, and they are, it looks like, Cade Hunt is the number 1 receiver. Second receiver is, I can't get a number, but number 3 receiver is Wireman, and he's going to be the guy catching it out of the backfield on a little bubble route and gets it down to about the 40-yard line. So a 2-yard pickup here on first down makes it 2nd down and 8.
Little bit of a high throw right there, kind of threw off the timing just a little bit. But Wireman, so tough, so athletic, goes up and gets to jump to make the catch, pulls it down, and then a few of the Mason County defenders have gotten off their blocks, but he was still able to lower his shoulder and get a couple yards.
Absolutely.
You feel like Greenup County offense starting to get in rhythm.
Yep.
Right? Starting to get a little bit hot right here, but this is a big play here on 2nd down.
2nd and 9. I said 2nd and 8. It's 2nd and 9, and Salmons is going to take the snap, hand it off to Ike Henderson. He makes a move down the middle of the formation and shakes off a tackler. He's brought down, though, after a gain of about 4 yards, making it 3rd down and 5.
Yeah, not a lot of room in there. It was not a big hole, but he just kind of squared his shoulders, stuck his face mask in there, covered up that ball. And sometimes you just got to plot up in there and get what you can, and he kind of pushed the pile for a few yards.
And he's the guy that can do it, too.
Absolutely.
3 receivers to the left of the football, and now a running back to the left of quarterback Tyson Salmons. He goes through a hard count. Nobody moves defensively, so he's going to step up, call out another play to his offensive line. And here we go, going through his cadence. He gets the snap, and it's going to be a designed run to him off tackle to the left. He makes a move and is brought down short of the first down after a pickup of about 5 yards, we'll say, making it 4th and inches.
Yeah, quarterback. They're going to bring in the heavy package now. As you see, 44, Austin Walker come in to play tight end. They'll probably put Clevenger at the wing back.
This is definitely what you would consider 4th down or 4-down territory.
Absolutely. Yeah. They went quarterback ISO on the last play right there, and Mason brought the safety. They were still able to pick up some yardage.
2 wingbacks both ways. A run up the middle of the formation for Salmons, and he gets the first down. And Maury breaks free. Coach, that's going to be a touchdown. Greenup County from 34 yards out. He squirted out there, and he was off to the races. Unbelievable.
Yeah, so they created some extra gaps in there, brought in a tight end, brought in Clevenger, led him and Henderson on the play on just a quarterback ISO, just almost a wedge play there on 4th down. And Mason County brought both inside linebackers and the safety. They were able to pick it up. He made one guy miss, and there was nobody left. He was off to the races, and he was untouched, really, after he kind of made that initial wave, got through the initial wave. He just sprinted into the end zone with nobody around him.
Unbelievable. So with 9:04 here to go before the half, Greenup County on the board first, and Carson Wireman out there to tack on one more as the PAT unit on the field. Here comes the snap and the kick. It's in the air, and it is good. So with 9:04 to go here in the second quarter, your score, Greenup County 7, Mason County 0. Back after this on the Kool Hits Sports Network.
In addition to the Greenup location, Phelps Pharmacy's newest location is at 437 James Hanna Drive in South Shore, but has retained the name you know and love, McDonald Pharmacy, with the same great service you'll find in the Greenup location, with free delivery service and their convenient drive-thru. Get your vaccinations and allergy shots, and of course, great prescription service at Phelps Pharmacy in Greenup and McDonald Pharmacy, James Hanna Drive, South Shore.
A lot of folks are paying their bills online. It's safe, accurate, and very convenient. If you would like to know more about banking online, stop by the bank and we can get you going. Cutting-edge technology with a first-name, friendly, hometown, personal touch. First and People's Bank and Trust Company, member FDIC. We are the home office.
And we're back in Mason County, Kentucky. Coach Brent Terry, Chauncey Griffith, glad to have you along. And Greenup County on the scoreboard first.
Coach Moore talked about getting off to a quick start. Go back to the last game between these two. It was Mason County that got off to a quick start and put the pressure on Greenup County. Tonight, Greenup gets on the board first here in the second quarter, 9:04.
Yeah.
And when they got to have it fourth down, who are they going behind? Gullett and Salmons over there on that left side, the big 6'4" left guard and 6'1", 250-pound left tackle, and they were able to get a great push.
Carson Wireman's kick drops at about the 5-yard line, and a trick play on the kickoff return and a handoff reverses the field, and he's got some room to run. I'm trying to get a number there. I believe that's Isaac Marshall. Gets it out across the 40, and he's brought down at about the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. Go ahead.
We talked about the importance of the kicking game and special teams in this game tonight. Mason County so explosive on these kind of plays, and Greenup they had it snipped out there and had a one-on-one tackle attempt right there around the 20-yard line, but wasn't able to get him down and kind of allowed him to get to the boundary and then pick up another 20 or 30 yards there.
That's right. It's going to be first down and 10 yards to go for Mason County from their own 42-yard line. It seems like a big portion of this game has been played here from about 40 to 40, Coach.
Absolutely. And you're not going to see any panic here from the Mason County.
Oh, no.
They can score, very explosive team. So, no panic from them.
No, sir. First down. The handoff's going to go to Brady Sanders. He bounces it outside to the left and picks up 1 yard, making it second down and 9 yards to go.
Yeah, it looked like Wireman again on the tackle. We talked about what a sure tackler he is. When he gets his hands on you, you're going down most of the time.
Yeah, no question about that.
Yeah.
Second down and 9 for Mason County. A 2-by-2 set. Ball is shaded over toward the left side of the field. They're going from right to left on your radio dial. Pass over into the flats is going to be caught by Isaac Marshall. The right defensive end almost had a hand on it, but Marshall gets it across the 45. He's brought down at the 45, so he picked up about 2 yards.
Another key to the game that Coach Moore talked about, tackling in space. So they throw the wide receiver screen out there, and they're able to get a block on the inside linebacker on 17 on Brock Thomas. But Brady Howard in a one-on-one situation makes the play.
And, Coach, as crazy as this is, that was Keyshawn Thomas's first completion of this game. He's going to try for another one, though, and he overthrows his receiver, an out route, a deep out route. What you said last week, one of the harder routes for a quarterback to throw, especially across the field like that, and it falls incomplete.
Yeah, that's a 10-yard bench route to the field right there. So he's throwing that ball from the left hash to outside the numbers on the right side as a 10-yard bench route. That's very difficult to throw, especially when you have both inside linebackers there.
That's right.
Perkins and Wireman applying a little bit of pressure.
And good pass coverage out there as well. It's going to be fourth down and 7 yards to go from their own 45-yard line. Mason County will punt the football, and the punt is in the air. It's going to land at about the 25, take a Greenup County bounce, and Mason County downs it at about the 29-yard line, first and 10, Greenup County.
Just what the doctor ordered if you're Greenup County.
Absolutely.
An absolute textbook start. You come out, and early in the second quarter there with 9 minutes to go, they're able to get on the board first. They come right back. They weather the kickoff on the kind of the decent return out to the 40-yard line, get a 3-and-out. Now they've got the ball back with 7 minutes to go in this quarter.
Yes, sir. Plenty of football left to play here in this second quarter. As we mentioned, 7-0 your score. Greenup County leads the Mason County Royals. Another score to update you with from around the area. with 10:23 to go in the second quarter. Ashland leads Bell County 14-0. And still 3-0 down in Raceland.
Greenup late coming out here out of the huddle. They blew that ball in, and we'll keep an eye. They don't have a play clock here.
No.
So I'll keep an eye on the back official, but he doesn't raise his hand.
Salmons hands it off. Nope, fakes a handoff, throws a screen play out into the flats. It's knocked away. The intended receiver out there was, who is that out there, Coach? That's Hunter Clevenger. Sorry, number 1 out there, Hunter Clevenger. A high football. He had to jump to catch it, and he was hit as he was trying to make the catch. Incomplete, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, they look like number 2 for Mason County over there on the coverage. And made a nice hit, made a nice tackle there, forced the incompletion.
Yep, that is Landon Skilly. Yep. So the ball's on the right hash. We've got 3 receivers to the right, all 3 in tight to the formation, and 1 receiver to the left in tight as well. Salmon's out of the gun. Henderson to his left. It's going to be a handoff to Henderson. In behind those receivers, gets it across the 30, but that's about it. He's going to pick up, he picked up about 3 yards, maybe 4 yards, actually. That's going to make it 3rd down. No, pick up a 3. It's going to be 3rd down and 7.
Yeah, the leading tackler on this team to kind of heart and soul of that defense, Izzy Morales right there, able to wrap him up and keep him to a minimum gain. And so we bring up a very important 3rd and 7.
3rd down and 7 yards to go for your Greenup County Musketeers. 2-by-2 set. Actually, 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right, and a tight end to the right. And a back in the backfield to the right of Salmons. He takes the snap, drops back, looking to throw downfield. And contact made with the receiver, but no flag thrown. I tell you what, he wants a flag, but I don't think he's going to be getting one. The ball goes incomplete. It looked like Cade Hunt was out there. From where I'm sitting, there was definitely contact, but no flag, no catch, 4th down.
No call right there. Very little pass rush. The Greenup County offensive line, the only rush 3, they're able to hold them out. A little comeback route out here on the sideline, just past the chains, a nice throw. There was definitely some contact, and Cade wanted a flag right there, but just didn't get it.
4th and 7 to go here for Greenup County.
Oh, no.
Team's on, and a high punt or a high snap into the hands of Carson Wyman. He's able to get the punt off, and luckily it's going to take a Greenup County bounce, and it's going to roll all the way down to, it's still barely rolling down to about the 32-yard line of Mason County. Coach, the snap went over his head. He had to run back about 10 yards to get it, punted it on the run, and I tell you what, all things considered, that worked out in Greenup County's favor.
Really, Carson Wyman there just,
I'm trying to tell you, the kid can do anything.
Yeah, he just avoided a disaster for the Greenup County team. They're able to go back, scoop that ball up, punt it on the run, and then on the turf you get a nice roll, and that turned out really well there for Greenup. That could have been disaster. A really heads up play by Wireman. And you said he can do it all. I believe it now.
Yep. If I'm drafting a team, he's one of the dudes I'm calling, no question about it.
Yeah.
Mason County with the football, 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Quarterback Keyshawn Thomas is going to take the snap, hand it off again to Sanders, who bounces it out to the right side. Got some room to run, breaks a would-be tackler, and he just brings it all the way to midfield, crosses midfield, and he's brought down at the Greenup County 49-yard line. So a pickup of 19 yards will move the sticks now for Mason County.
Yeah, Mason, again, able to kind of get off that right edge over there, and Sanders able to make a play. They're doing a nice job of just kind of sealing that defensive end, and it's not hitting real wide, but just off the right tackle, and they're able to get that 2 or 3 times tonight already.
And, Coach, that carry for Sanders there, that was his 9th carry, broke the 100-yard mark. This time it's going to be a handoff to a receiver. That's Christian Martin on jet motion, and he brings it all the way over to the Mason County sideline. He's knocked out of bounds, and, Coach, we've got a flag over here that was thrown after the play on the Mason County sideline. A couple defenders from Greenup County over on this side, and the flag was thrown on the sideline. Not sure what happened yet.
Yeah, I didn't see that, but Hunter Clevenger had his hands on Christian Martin as they get streaking now. Clevenger is down up here around the 50-yard line, and on the penalty.
I'm trying to see what the call was, Coach.
Yeah.
It's on Greenup County.
So personal foul. It didn't indicate.
Okay, I never did see.
Yeah, a personal foul, probably a late hit or a late push there. I did not see it, but they're going to tack on 15 yards. But kind of most importantly for Greenup County right now is one of their leading defenders, right, one of their better players, Hunter Clevenger, down on the turf right now over on this sideline. 5'11", 180-pound senior is up and kind of limping back toward the Greenup County sideline. He's got 26 tackles this year, 5 tackles for loss. He's one of the dudes out there on defense for Greenup County, and so we'll see whether he can is able to return to this game a little bit later on. He is walking off kind of slowly with a little bit of a limp, but he's up and walking on his own, which is a good sign.
Absolutely. With 5:49 to go here before the half, your score, Greenup County 7, Mason County 0, and Mason County on the move, especially after that 15-yard penalty, brings them down to the Greenup County 25-yard line, and that's where they're going to set up shop here offensively. 2 receivers to the right of the formation, 1 to the left, and a back in the backfield. That looks like that is number 83, I believe.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, he's going to take the handoff. I believe that's Chad Clark Roberts.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It is. And he marches ahead, a little different type of running back, but he's going to pick up 3 yards on first down.
Yeah, in there just to give Sanders a little bit of a break, I guess. Kind of was interested to see what they were going to do with him in the backfield right there. But he takes the carry and then exits, and Sanders back in.
Second down, 7 yards to go now from the Greenup County 22-yard line. Keyshawn Thomas takes a snap, throws it way downfield into the back of the end zone, and it's going to fall incomplete. I tell you what, Coach, he took about a 2-step drop and, boom, threw it down the back corner of that end zone.
Yeah, as he threw it there, I'm just going to be honest, I'm kind of blocked out here. I couldn't really see down in that corner as we're in the press box here, kind of blocked out on that corner of the end zone. So I was just kind of looking at the crowd for a reaction there.
Yeah.
It looked like Brady Howard on the coverage as they were lined up there, and he must have played it pretty well.
Yeah.
But that's going to bring up third down, 3rd and 7.
7-0, Greenup County leads Mason County, and here we go on 3rd down and 7. Thomas takes the snap, hands off to Sanders, right side. He cuts it back upfield, gets it down to about the 15-yard line. It's going to be close to a first down. I'm waiting to see what the signal is. It is a first down, so a pickup of 7 yards will move the chains for Mason County. 1st and 10 from their own 15-yard line. And it looks like we've got a timeout here, Coach. Are they going to measure? I'm not sure. It looks like it was an official's timeout here.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think they might be sending one of the Mason County players off. That looks like Sanders, who took a shot there from Wireman. Man, he is such a hard runner.
Yes, sir.
And again, that same idea there. They're running that counter play, pulling the left guard and left tackle. Greenup just squeezing down that thing. They're kind of logging him in, sealing that defensive end inside as he plays the trap, and Sanders kind of bounces it around, keeps it tight, but bounces around the right tackle, and then gets his shoulder square and really runs that thing in there. He is really strong. You know, at 5'11", 205 pounds. He's an older kid. He's a senior. He's played a lot of football. He's carried the ball a lot this year. And when he gets those shoulders square, he can really run.
Yep. He's off, and it looks like that's Chad Clark Roberts back in the backfield. He had a carry just a few plays ago, and it's first down, 10 yards to go now from the Greenup County 22-yard line. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right of the formation. Ball's right in the middle of the field. And a handoff is going to go to Chad Clark Roberts. He tries to bounce outside, just not able to do so. He's gobbled up by about 4 defenders before he gets back to the line of scrimmage. A loss of about a yard.
Yeah, that's number 10, Connor Taylor, who's in for Hunter Clevenger right now, coming in at that right side defensive end and making a nice play there.
Yes.
Kid that we haven't seen a ton this year, just a sophomore, only 5'8", but a really nice tackle on Clark there.
Absolutely, Coach. It's going to be second down and 11 yards to go. And Greenup County stopped him inside in the red zone once, and they're looking to do it again here on 2nd and 11. Another handoff is going to go. This time it goes to, I think that's Sanders back in the ball game. I missed him coming back in. No, sir, that is not Sanders. That's number 21. That's Caden Clark Roberts, the brother of Chad Clark Roberts, and he's going to gain 2 yards, make it 3rd down and 9.
Yeah, tackled again by Wireman. Carson already with 4 or 5 tackles on tonight. It's going to put him up around 55 tackles for the year, and that one all solo. Listen, this 3rd down and 9 now. single high safety for Greenup.
There we go. Sanders takes the snap. Thomas does. He throws it downfield, back corner of the end zone. Coach, that's going to be caught for a touchdown. Mason County threw it into double coverage there. I'm still trying to get a number. Nonetheless, it's going to be a touchdown, Mason County. That's down there kind of where our view's impeded. But it's a 14-yard touchdown for Mason County on only the second completion of the football game for Keyshawn Thomas.
Now, so what Keyshawn saw there was single coverage out there on the edge, single high safety for Greenup County. Keyshawn takes snap. He saw pressure, both inside linebackers from Greenup on the pressure, caused the single coverage, and he gave his receiver a chance to put it up in a good spot in the corner of the end zone. And that leads to the extra point team coming out and getting the extra point.
Yes,
and that's
sir.
going to make it 7-7.
7-7 your score with 3:26 to go. Also, the guy who caught the touchdown there where our views impeded, Christian Walton, 14-yard touchdown catch, goes to him. So we're going to step out, take a break. All tied up here at 7 as the Greenup County Musketeers and the Mason County Royals are ready to rock and roll here. Back after this on the Kool Hits Sports Network.
Clark's Pump and Shop now has Arco, a new brand of gasoline. Look for Arco gasoline and our brand new state-of-the-art pumps at several of our tri-state locations. Clark's Pump and Shop still offers the same clean stores and the same fast, friendly service you've always received. You may have noticed a new facelift at some of Clark's Pump and Shop locations, and we invite you to stop in and see for yourself. To learn more, visit us online at myclarkspns.com. Clark's Pump and Shop, where you can return, refresh, and refuel.
You know, financial security begins at home with home ownership. If you've been putting off looking for a home because you think you can't afford it, you owe it to yourself to check out Members Choice Credit Union. Members Choice Credit Union has programs for first-time home buyers and more to help put you in the home of your dreams. Call, click, or stop by Members Choice Credit Union today.
Members Choice Credit Union, NMLS 411945, Equal Housing Lender. Call for additional information. Other restrictions may apply.
And we're back here in Maysville, Kentucky. The kickoff from Mason County is returned by
Cade Hunt.
That's Cade Hunt. Thank you, Coach. And he gets it out to the 30-yard line. So about a 15-yard kickoff return, something like that. And it's going to be Greenup County 1st and 10 from their own 31-yard line.
Yeah, so really important here for Greenup to come out and establish a little bit of offense here and move these chains. We do not want to give the ball back to Mason County right now. They're kind of feeling it a little bit. They go down and get their first score of the game. An answer right here as Greenup kind of takes their first punch.
Oh, yeah.
So it's important to kind of answer it. Even if you don't score, if you can take this ball down and change the field position right here, it's going to be really important.
A design run to Tyson Salmons to the left side of the formation. He gains a yard on first down, makes it 2nd down and 9 to go. That was one of those bunch formations, all receivers, everybody in tight, and nothing really doing there for Greenup County.
Yeah. Isley Morales, 5'10", 185-pound sophomore, leads this team with 73 tackles there to wrap him up and make that play.
2nd down, 9 yards to go. Trips to the left for Greenup County. And Ike Henderson's going to be the running back in the backfield, lined up to the right of Salmons, but motions to the left. Salmons takes the snap, another design run. He gets in behind Henderson, who's going to be the lead blocker. Now he's going to bounce outside, but a shoestring tackle prevents him. He has a lot of room to run there, and he's the guy to do it. But heads-up play there from Mason County's defense limits the gain to only about 3 yards.
Yeah, Mason County kind of brings the safety. 3rd or 4th time we see them do that today, where they just kind of time it up and that safety hits it on the run. That was defensive end Blake Osgood, the 6'4", 225-pound junior that just got Salmons just by the ankle right there, where he kind of, that thing might have spit out of there.
Absolutely. And here we go down to about 2:05 to go, tied at 7 between Greenup and Mason. And here we go. Salmons is going to take the snap and drop back the pass. Now he's going to take off running up the middle of the field. And, Coach, there was a hole, and he did get room to run, but it closed up quick, picked up 3 more yards. It's going to be 4th down and 4 yards to go.
Yeah, looks like number 31, Carter Sanders, there to make the play and wrap him up. He did have a little bit of room to run, but a sure tackle there by Sanders gets him on the ground. And so it's going to bring up a 4th or 7. That's going to force a punt.
We've got a timeout here from Mason County.
Yeah, I was going to say Mason takes the timeout to kind of preserve themselves some time here so they can get that ball back. So it's really important that way able to move the chains right there, but not able to do it. So now it's going to come down to this punt. On the last punt, they had a high snap.
Yep.
And Wireman kind of bailed him out by tracking that thing down and getting off a kick. It was a really athletic move.
Yes, sir.
So got to execute here. The operation's got to be good from the long snapper back to the punter so they can get this thing off. Everybody got to get it blocked up. Mason County going to send back. They have a host of different guys that can return these things. However, it looks like
we've got the offense on the field.
Greenup's going to keep the offense on the field here. We'll see if they just go to the hard counter. They're actually going to go for this.
Another bunch formation here from Greenup County, and this time I believe we've got a whistle pre-snap and a timeout from Greenup County.
Yeah, it looks like Mason's going to take a timeout this time.
Oh, Mason took they took the last one too, so that's their third time out, I believe, Coach.
Yeah, so that I think they had the right personnel on the field there. So
they respected punt.
They had a guy back. Yeah, just kind of like the rest of us. So Zach sends out, Coach Moore sends out the offensive unit, and I think he was just going to try to draw them off sides there. I really don't think he had intentions of going for that, but. We'll see here a few personnel changes over there on that far side.
Yeah.
I'm looking at that Greenup huddle. So we'll see what they do here. But I'll be very surprised, honestly, if they go for it here.
1 minute, 47 seconds to go until the half, and we're still tied up at 7 here in Maysville. A couple scores to update you with from around the area. It looks like with 4 minutes, 24 seconds to go till halftime, Rayson leads Hazard 10-0. And with 5 minutes till half, Ashland 14, Bell County 0. And, Coach, County offense back on the field.
Back out on the field.
Here we go. Tyson Salmons with 2 receivers to his right, 1 to his left, and movement up front from Mason County. And we've got a flag. I'm waiting to confirm here. Salmons was going through his cadence, Coach, and we had about 4 different defenders move, and that's going to be first down Greenup County on the penalty. Sorry.
Yeah, as everybody in the press box, in the stands, on the sidelines was screaming, watch the ball.
Yeah.
This is going to be a long count.
I can hear Boyd County's former coach, John Gillen, right now. Snap, count, snap, count.
Yeah.
I can hear it right now.
Absolutely. So, but Tyson with a great job on the long count, the hard count. He draws them off sides, and that moves the chains, and that's a huge play.
First and 10, Greenup County from their own 42-yard line. Salmons takes the snap, and we've got a whistle on the snap, and it's going to be false start against Greenup County. So that's going to back them up 5 yards, but it'll still be first down, not first and 10, though, first and 15.
Yeah, one of the receivers kind of got off just a little bit earlier there, just a little bit anxious. Mason, again, with that safety blitz, something you don't see a lot in high school.
You don't.
And this is probably the 4th time that they've brought that kind of safety blitz. So they're just trying to get a feel for that snap count, and he brings it from about 10 yards on a dead run and hits it up inside in one of the A-gaps.
So here we go on first and 15, motion out of the backfield from Howard. Salmons fakes a screen pass, and he's going to take off running himself. Gets it back to the original line of scrimmage, and he's brought down at the 47-yard line, so a pickup of 5 yards. The clock's still rolling down to about 1 minute, 33 seconds to go. Second down, 10 yards for Greenup County from their own 47.
Yeah, Morales with another important tackle there from Mason County if he's able to get a piece of Salmons there.
Yes, sir.
Second and 10, and most importantly, Coach, they're just eating some clock here.
Yes. 3 receivers to the right. Salmons is going to sprint out and pass. He's got an open receiver. That's Wireman. At the 40-yard line, he's going to go out of bounds, actually at the 41-yard line of Mason County. So a 17-yard pickup here will move the chains, Coach.
Nice call by Travis Jones there, able to sprint Mason out, able to sprint Tyson out a little bit. That pressure coming up the middle, they kind of move the pocket, and they throw a nice little levels concept, and they hit the middle Wireman at the middle receiver on the level, on the That's 3 right. levels right there, and it gets him out of bounds and stops the clock. So now in position to maybe try to score. And what Coach, do you know? They do it again. They go on to again, able to draw them off sides once again, and that's going to give them a first and 5 situation.
First down, 5 yards to go now. Down, I think you said this, down to 1 minute, 10 seconds to go. The clock is stopped after the last play went out of bounds. It's going to be first and 5 for Greenup County, and they're in much better field position than they were one play ago.
Yeah, I'm going to say that was Peyton Gillum that jumped offside there only because he jumped down and did 5 push-ups.
Yeah, I saw that. A fake handoff on first down and then a throw outside. It's going to go, and with some room to run down the sideline is Cade Hunt. Screenplay. He is brought out of bounds, more than enough for the first down. He gets it down to I'm trying to see where he went out of bounds at, Coach. It's inside the 25-yard line, maybe at the 24. So pick up a 12 yards there.
Yeah. Brady Howard with a great block. He sustained that block for 2 or 3 seconds, able to get Cade down the sidelines right there.
That was his first catch of the ball game. On 1st and 10, Salmon's going to take the snap. He's going to fake a pass, and he's got room to run up the middle of the field, dodging defenders inside the 10-yard line, Coach. And that is why Tyson Salmons is dangerous right there.
Absolutely. Just when you start trying to kind of spread that defense out and they start playing the pass a little bit after the completion of the wireman, they widen those linebackers, and Salmons takes off with it up the middle, gets them another first down, gets them inside the 10, and they're in the score zone here with 42 seconds on a running clock.
Yes, sir. Down under 40 seconds now. A bunch formation. Salmon's out of the gun, takes the snap, marches it ahead, brings it inside the 5. He's close to it's a touchdown, Greenup County. Unbelievable, Coach.
Yeah, they go with the same play they scored on earlier. They bring in Wyatt Perkins in there at tight end. They bring in a couple lead blockers. They get Henderson up in there in front of him, and they go behind those big offensive line over there on the left side with with Jack Gullett and Mason Salmons, and they just kind of get in there and wedge block it foot to foot. It's a short yardage kind of play, but they make it into about a 10-yard run there, maybe a 9-yard run for a touchdown.
Yes, sir. So with 31 seconds to go, Greenup County goes back up by a touchdown here before the half. Wireman on to try to tack on one more. The kick is up, and it is good. So with 31 seconds to go before the half, Greenup County back on top, 14-7. Back after this on the Kool Hits Sports Network.
When you want real, authentic Mexican menu items, you want Tres Hermanos Nunez. Accept no substitutes. None compares. Fajitas, tacos, burritos, quesadillas, chimichangas, even vegetarian choices. A kids menu, desserts, and salads, a tasty, budget-pleasing selection for you and your family, unlike any others. Should be your first and only choice for authentic Mexican all throughout the tri-state. Ashland, Greenup, Grayson, Paintsville, Canova, South Point, Olive Hill, and Cannonsburg. Tres Hermanos Nunez, the best around.
Hey, Lions fans, would you do anything to support your team? What about switching your checking account? With Ashland Credit Union's debit card, you can support your favorite team. Every time you make an eligible purchase with your debit card, Ashland Credit Union donates 10 cents on your behalf to the Senior Assistance Program. Sign up for your favorite team's debit card today at Ashland Credit Union, 1300 Central Avenue, Ashland. Membership eligibility required, federally insured by NCUA.
Back here in Mason County, Kentucky, Maysville, the site of this Class 3A quarterfinal matchup between the Greenup County Musketeers and the Mason County Royals. Greenup County leads right now 14-7 with 31 seconds to go before the half. Carson Wireman's kickoff, it was an attempted squib kick off the one of the first-line players, and he falls on it right here at Mason County's 48-yard line. So he was trying to get it up the middle of the field. The kid fell on the ball. It bounced off of him. He fell on it, and that gives Mason County decent field position here with 31 seconds to go.
Yeah, heads up play for Carson Pugh right there. That ball's coming at him like a rocket. He's able to knock it down.
Is that who it was?
Yeah,
okay.
Carson Pugh able to jump on it. So that, that's really a scary situation. So after a huge answer right there, Mason goes down and scores, and then Greenup comes right back and answers them with a huge drive to take the lead here right before half. But with 30 seconds now, you give them the ball around midfield. And listen, these guys can go. They're going to put their foot on the gas right here and try to get this thing back to even.
Absolutely.
Too deep coverage.
That's what I was getting ready to say, yeah. Quarterback takes the snap, drops back. Thomas does. He's under pressure. He's going to sprint out toward the Greenup County sideline, and he's going to go out of bounds at right about the original line of scrimmage. Yeah, that's where they're going to say he stepped out. It's all the way over on the other side of the field. So no gain. Makes it 2nd and 10 with 25 seconds to go.
Yeah, the key's going to be here. Can Greenup continue to get a little bit of pressure with their front four while they play this two-man coverage?
Trips to the left for Mason County. They're moving from right to left here as Thomas goes through his cadence, drops back to pass. Again under pressure. He's forced to sprint out to his left, finds a receiver downfield. A great throw on the run, caught by Walton. And he gets it down inside the 35, down to about the 32-yard line. And that's going to be first down Mason County here with 17.9 seconds to go.
Yep, so they'll line up here with 17 to go. The fake spike.
Yeah,
the fake spike kind of comes out to bite them right there. Is they're going to end up taking a sack. It looked like maybe Clevenger kind of getting in there if they go with the fake spike.
They have no timeouts. The clock's rolling.
Right.
And, Coach, they tried to snap the ball as the buzzer went off.
Yeah.
That's going to be the half. Wow. A good first half of football here in the playoffs, Coach. 14-7 your score. Greenup County leads Mason County. Back after this on the Kool Hits Sports Network.
Doubt, stress, anxiety, frustration, that was yesterday. Today is your day to get back on track to a brighter future. At Ashland Community and Technical College, we're open and ready to help now with ridiculously affordable, amazingly flexible classes that can lead to highly paid positions in IT, healthcare, and more. The real world's tough, but not as tough as you. Visit kctcs.edu/find your career.
My truck and I work all day long, so the truck has to be tough. But I want my truck loan easygoing, and that's what I get at my bank. Flexible terms, great rates. My truck loan works for me, just like my truck.
For great rates on loans for your next truck or car, see the good folks at First and People's Bank, the home office. Member Equal Housing Lender, FDIC.
Primary Plus Grayson believes in sharing its mission of quality, advanced, affordable health for the entire family, offering primary care, pediatrics, women's health, counseling services, and an on-site pharmacy all under one roof. Primary Plus Grayson is happy to welcome a new team to their growing family, including pediatrician and internal medicine physician Dr. Kelly Trent, family health nurse practitioners Dawn Jordan and Kelly Spark, and physician assistant Chris Horde. Primary Plus Grayson, 645 Interstate Drive, always welcoming new patients. Learn more about Primary Plus, its medical team locations, and more at primaryplus.net.
Clark's Pump and Shop now has Arco, a new brand of gasoline. Look for Arco gasoline and our brand new state-of-the-art pumps at several of our tri-state locations. Clark's Pump and Shop still offers the same clean stores and the same fast, friendly service you've always received. You may have noticed a new facelift at some of Clark's Pump and Shop locations, and we invite you to stop in and see for yourself. To learn more, visit us online at myclarkspns.com. Clark's Pump and Shop, where you can return, refresh, and refuel.
And we're back here in Mason County, Kentucky. Chauncey Griffith, Brent Terry, glad to have you along. 14-7 your score. Greenup County leads the Royals of Mason County, and I'll tell you how we got there with your scoring summary. No score in the first quarter. The first one of the game came with 9:04 to go in quarter number 2. That was a 34-yard touchdown run from Greenup County's Tyson Salmons, and a Carson Wireman PAT made it 7-0. And the next score of the ball game came with 3:26 to go in quarter number 2. This one from Mason County, tying things up after a 14-yard touchdown pass from Keyshawn Thomas to Walton, and then a Moreland PAT made it 7-7. The next score of the ball game came almost to halftime, 31 seconds before halftime, I should say. Tyson Salmons ran it in from 8 yards out. Wireman PAT made it 14-7. Greenup County leads the Mason County Royals here in Class 3A playoff football action. This is the quarterfinals, and this game determines who moves on and who goes home. We're going to step out and take another break here on the halftime show. When we come back, Coach Brent Terry will be with us, and he will have the offensive stats for both teams. We'll have some analysis, and we've got a whole lot of football left to come here from Mason County High School. Back after this on the Kool Hits Sports Network.
You know, financial security begins at home with home ownership. If you've been putting off looking for a home because you think you can't afford it, you owe it to yourself to check out Members Choice Credit Union. Members Choice Credit Union has programs for first-time home buyers and more to help put you in the home of your dreams. Call, click, or stop by Members Choice Credit Union today.
Members Choice Credit Union, NMLS 411945, Equal Housing Lender. Call for additional information. Other restrictions may apply.
When you want real, authentic Mexican menu items, you want Tres Hermanos Nunez. Accept no substitutes. None compares. Fajitas, tacos, burritos, quesadillas, chimichangas, even vegetarian choices. A kids menu, desserts, and salads. A tasty, budget-pleasing selection for you and your family, unlike any others, should be your first and only choice for authentic Mexican all throughout the tri-state. Ashburn, Greenup, Grayson, Paintsville, Canova, South Point, Olive Hill, and Cannonsburg. Tres Hermanos Nunez, the best around. In addition to the Greenup location, Stultz Pharmacy's newest location is at 437 James Hanna Drive in South Shore, but has retained the name you know and love, McDonald Pharmacy, with the same great service you'll find in the Greenup location, with free delivery service and a convenient drive-thru. Get your vaccinations and allergy shots, and of course, great prescription service at Stultz Pharmacy in Greenup and McDonald Pharmacy, James Hanna Drive, South Shore.
I like having choices. I especially like to have choices when it comes to my insurance. As a trusted choice agency, Ron LeMaster Insurance provides choices for their customers every day. You get choices in the company's products, coverage, and prices that best fit your individual needs. Choosing to do business with a trusted choice agency like Ron LeMaster Insurance means you get their pledge of professional and courteous service. Ron LeMaster Insurance, your trusted choice agency.
Welcome back to Maysville, Kentucky, Mason County versus Greenup County. You're in the quarterfinals of the 3A state playoffs, and we have a very good game brewing here in Mason County. Still 9 minutes left on the clock here at halftime, and your score is the visiting Greenup County Musketeers 14 and the Mason County Royals 7. Here's some look at the offensive statistics. We'll start with the Mason County Royals. The big story for Mason County, Brady Sanders, number 20, the senior running back, 10 carries for 114 yards thus far in the game, and that has been the big point of offense for Mason County. Do it all, really. Keyshawn Thomas, the quarterback, who comes in one of the leading passers in 3A, is only 3 of 8 for 34 yards. Also rushing, he has -9 yards, taking a few sacks, which has cost him some rushing yards. Chad Clark Roberts with 2 carries for 2 yards, and then 1 jet sweep wide receiver play to Christian Walton for 9 yards, for a total of 118 yards rushing for Mason County. I mentioned earlier that Thomas was 3 of 8 for only 34 yards. Receiving, those yards have gone to Christian Walton, who has 2 catches tonight. Isaac Marshall with a catch, and those count for their 3 catches and 34 yards for 152 unofficial yards for the Mason County Royals. For Greenup County, Tyson Salmon, 12 rushing attempts for 88 yards and 2 touchdowns. Ike Henderson, only 4 carries thus far for 11 yards. Salmons is 6 of 7 throwing the ball tonight for 57 yards. So the Greenup County Musketeers have rushed for 99. They have 57 through the air for 156 total yards. So the total yards just about even in this contest, much like the score, 14-7, just a single-score ball game. And all the scoring coming in the second quarter, a 0-0 first quarter. And so it gets started. Greenup County able to punch one in to go up 7-0. Mason follows to tie the score at 7-7. And then later, just 3 minutes, maybe just over 3 minutes to go in the second quarter, Greenup County takes possession of the ball, and in really an important drive that we felt like they had to kind of come out and match that enthusiasm. Kind of felt like that Mason was kind of getting hot, kind of had the momentum. They need to stop it. And chance they get down to a 4th down play. Yep. And Coach Moore sends the offense out on the field. And I don't know if his intentions were to go for it or not, but they're able to draw Mason County offside.
That's right.
And that offside penalty moves the chains and keeps the Greenup County offense on the field. They take advantage of that penalty and go on and punch that thing in with under a minute to go in the half and make it 14-7.
That's one of those coaching decisions that can either make you look really good or really bad when it's over with. And luckily for Greenup County and the Greenup County fans and everyone involved, it made Coach Zach Moore look like a genius.
Yeah, so they put the offense out there the first time, it's 4th and 4, really 4th and right at 5.
And when they did that, I thought, well, he's going to get him out there, go through a snap count, try to get him, jump off sides, go call timeout again.
Right. Yeah, and so when the first time they go out, Mason calls timeout.
Yes.
Because they did not. Mason had called their second timeout so that they could preserve a little bit of time because they figured that Greenup County was going to punt, as did I. So when
I think everybody did.
So when Zach sends his offense back out on the field, Mason had the wrong personnel. They had the return team out there. They had a safety back deep, and so they make another quick timeout, and that burns all their timeouts. So they go down to 0 timeouts, and so again, I honestly thought they might put the punting team back out there after the second timeout, but they don't. They send the offense back out there, and again, it'll be interesting to ask Coach what. If he were really going to go for it or whether they were going to call a timeout. But nonetheless, Salmons does a great job with a hard count. They draw them off sides, and that moves the chains, and they take advantage of that break, really. Well, a break that they made for themselves.
Sure.
But they take advantage of the penalty, the neutral zone penalty, and they're able to march the ball down the field and end up with a touchdown right with less than a minute on the clock, and then with no timeouts, Mason not able to do anything with the ensuing possession.
And if you remember, the coin toss, Mason County wanted the football, so we come back out here after the half. Greenup County has the football.
Yeah, really, with a chance to double up.
Exactly.
Mason only had the ball for maybe 2 or 3 plays there at the end of the half, so really kind of a make-it-take-it situation. They go down and score with under a minute. Now they're going to get the ball back again. So really it's an opportunity to put some distance between themselves and Mason County. If they could go down and score and make it a 21-7 game, Mason would by no means be out of it with their explosive offense, but it would give you a little bit of cushion and able to put a little bit more pressure on that Mason County offense.
Coach, we're going to step out, take a break here at halftime. We got a couple more breaks we've got to get in, but we're on the backside of halftime now, so don't go away. We got more football coming at you in just a few minutes here from Mason County, where your Greenup County Musketeers lead 14-7. Back after this on the Kool Hits Sports Network.
Where does your money go? When you bank with us, your deposit becomes your neighbor's loan. A real estate agent sells a house. They get a commission. They deposit it with us. We use it to make an auto loan to one of our customers. Hometown people helping each other grow. That's what it's all about. First and People's Bank and Trust Company, member FDIC. We are the home office.
Primary Plus Grayson believes in sharing its mission of quality, advanced, affordable health for the entire family, offering primary care, pediatrics, women's health, counseling services, and an on-site pharmacy all under one roof. Primary Plus Grayson is happy to welcome a new team to their growing family, including pediatrician and internal medicine physician Dr. Kelly Trent, family health nurse practitioners Dawn Jordan and Kelly Spark, and physician assistant Chris Horde. Primary Plus Grayson, 645 Interstate Drive, always welcoming new patients. Learn more about Primary Plus, its medical team locations, and more at primaryplus.net. Quality Marathon Gasoline. Great monthly specials on snacks and beverages and fantastic service. Those are the qualities of Clark's Pump and Shops. You'll find a Clark's Pump and Shop near you in the Bluegrass State and beyond. And Rick and Brent Clark want you to know that they take pride in giving you the best prices and service, and they thank you for your patronage. Clark's Pump and Shops are a division of the John W. Clark Oil Company. Clark's Pump and Shops. Return, refresh, refuel. In addition to the Greenup location, Seltz Pharmacy's newest location is at 437 James Cannon Drive in South Shore, but has retained the name you know and love, McDonald Pharmacy, with the same great service you'll find in the Greenup location, with free delivery service and their convenient drive-thru. Get your vaccinations and allergy shots, and of course, great prescription service at Seltz Pharmacy in Greenup and McDonald Pharmacy, James Cannon Drive, South Shore.
Back in Mason County, Kentucky, Chauncey Griffith, Brent Terry, glad to have you along. While we got just a second, I want to take an opportunity to remind you about the Good Cheer program. New episodes every Wednesday at 8 p.m. on the Kool Hits Gospel channel online. They also air every Sunday morning at 8:30 a.m. on the Kool Hits 105.7 FM in Ashland, Kentucky, and again Sundays at noon on the Gospel channel. All episodes available on demand at your convenience at KoolHits1057.com. under podcasts and on the Kool Hits app for any device. Coach, that's the program I do, and I have a guest on there every week just talking about good stuff, trying to lighten the mood and tell some good stories and just provide some entertainment that makes people smile and share a little bit about Jesus in the process.
Well, a lot of people smiling in Greenup County right now.
Yeah, you got that right.
Yeah. A lot of good cheer right now in Greenup.
Yes, sir.
Take the lead here. They got a 14-7 halftime lead, and a lot of people are fired up over there across the way. Still a lot of ball left to be played.
Did you plan that?
I did not.
That was pretty good. That was pretty good.
I just you throw them up and I'll hit them out. All right.
Yeah. I tell everybody, you make me sound like I know what I'm doing, and right there we go.
But no, really, seriously, it is. It's a lot of momentum coming out here at halftime. They're able to get the stop right before half, and anytime you get Mason stopped, it's important to. It's important. Anytime you get Mason stopped right there, that's a good feeling, and so you go into halftime with that feeling and able to come out now and hopefully take the ball and put some distance between you and Mason.
Yes, sir. Coach, both teams, well, one team anyway, the visiting team, Greenup County, out on the field now getting warmed up. We've got one more break to get in, a short one. Still waiting on Mason County there in the locker room. Coach Wynn giving some last-minute instructions, and they'll be out here in just a few moments. So we're going to step out for a minute, and we will be right back after this on the Kool Hits Sports Network.
Financial security begins at home with home ownership. If you've been putting off looking for a home because you think you can't afford it, you owe it to yourself to check out Members Choice Credit Union. Members Choice Credit Union has programs for first-time home buyers and more to help put you in the home of your dreams. Call, click, or stop by Members Choice Credit Union today.
Members Choice Credit Union, NMLS 411945, Equal Housing Lender. Call for additional information. Other restrictions may apply.
When you want real, authentic Mexican menu items, you want Tres Hermanos Nunez. Accept no substitutes. None compares. Fajitas, tacos, burritos, quesadillas, chimichangas, even vegetarian choices. A kids menu, desserts, and salads, a tasty, budget-pleasing selection for you and your family, unlike any others, should be your first and only choice for authentic Mexican all throughout the tri-state. Ashland, Greenup, Grayson, Paintsville, Canova, South Point, Oliveville, and Cannonsburg. Tres Hermanos Nunez, the best around. Primary Plus Grayson believes in sharing its mission of quality, advanced, affordable health for the entire family, offering primary care, pediatrics, women's health, counseling services, and an on-site pharmacy all under one roof. Primary Plus Grayson is happy to welcome a new team to their growing family, including pediatrician and internal medicine physician Dr. Kelly Trent, family health nurse practitioners Dawn Jordan and Kelly Spark, and physician assistant Chris Horde. Primary Plus Grayson, 645 Interstate Drive, always welcoming new patients. Learn more about Primary Plus, its medical team locations, and more at primaryplus.net.
I like having choices. I especially like to have choices when it comes to my insurance. As a trusted choice agency, Ron LeMaster Insurance provides choices for their customers every day. You get choices in the company, products, coverage, and prices that best fit your individual needs. Choosing to do business with a trusted choice agency like Ron LeMaster Insurance means you get their pledge of professional and courteous service. Ron LeMaster Insurance, your trusted choice agency.
And we're back here in Mason County, Kentucky. Both teams out on the field ready to rock and roll here as time, the halftime clock, I should say, down to under 1 minute, down to 38 seconds actually. And, Coach, Mason County just now kind of getting out on the field, getting warmed up. You got to wonder, I was looking while you were going over the stats there. I was checking the temperature. We're down to 25 degrees. I couldn't find the real feel, though, but I know one thing. I'm not used to it, and I don't think anyone's used to it because we went from summer to this.
Yeah, I don't know what the real feel is, but it feels real cold.
Yeah, I can tell you that.
Yeah, absolutely.
My hands still aren't working.
Yeah, it's a chilly night here, so it is going to be important to get loosened back up here. You get in that warm locker room, and then you got to come back out in the cold, and maybe it feels a little bit colder than normal.
Right.
But, just you get loosened back up, you get the heat going in the body, and it won't make that much difference to these kids.
I'll say this, looking at Greenup County, well, both teams really look, but looking at Greenup County as the kickoff team, kickoff return team makes their way out on the field, they're just bouncing around, flying around. You see a lot of action, movement over on that sideline. Yep. It's a good day to be a Musketeer right now.
Right now, that's right.
Yep.
They got the 14-7 lead. They got a little momentum. They're going to get the ball back here at the half. And, they've shown the ability to take the ball right down in some long drives, sustained drives, and score. So we'll see if they can do that again coming out here at the half.
Absolutely. As both teams on and ready to rock and roll here for quarter number 3 in state quarterfinal playoff action here in Class 3A. And the kick is in the air. It's fielded at the 20-yard line. That is, trying to get a number, that is Brock Thomas on the return. He brings it back over to midfield, gets it to the 21-yard line, trying to find a hole there to sneak through, not able to do so. About a 4-yard, maybe a 5-yard kickoff return. And Greenup County will set up, I take that back, it's a 26-yard line, so about an 8-yard kickoff return. It's going to be first down and 10, Greenup County from their own 26-yard line.
So we'll see if any adjustments, anything, you go in, you think about what you like, what you did well, and you talk to your kids and see what they think and what you might be able to do coming out after halftime. So you put together maybe a 5 to 7 play script, and so we'll see what they come out with.
3 receivers to the right of Salmons, who's going to take it himself off the end of the right side. He's met at the line by Clark Roberts, and he's brought down at the line of scrimmage. He was trying to shake off that tackler, but he had a hold of his jersey and wasn't letting go.
Yeah, he wasn't letting go, and Salmons wasn't going down.
That's right.
So they're just kind of going around in circles there for a minute.
I should clarify that was Chad Clark Roberts, not Caden Clark Roberts.
Yeah. But nevertheless, he's able to hold on to Salmons there until the rest of his buddies can rally around him and make the play. So right off the bat, they start with a Salmons run, which is not a huge surprise.
No.
But second down and 10.
Ball is going to be on the right hash this time for the Musketeers. We've got 2 stack receivers to the left, 1 receiver to the short side of the field. That's the right. Henderson lined up to the right of Salmons. A handoff goes to Henderson. He's going to try to get some room to run on the right side. Still not down. He's brought down eventually, though, after a pickup of 2 yards. That'll make it third down and 8.
Yeah, not much room over there on the left offensive side that time as Mason County's defensive line kind of really holding their ground.
That's right.
No really gap for that ball to get to, so he just kind of puts his head down in there and gets what he can. But that brings up a third down, and we take a look at Mason's alignment. They do have a safety back deep here for one of the few times.
2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left as Salmons takes the snap under a little bit of pressure. He just drops on back. I think that was a design middle screen, and it's Henderson making the grab. He's brought down as he makes the catch for a pickup of 3 for 3 yards. That'll make it fourth down and 5 yards to go.
Yeah, both inside linebackers there for Mason County. Able to get over there and make the play on the screen pass. One of the few times that we didn't see pressure from that defense, and so they kind of sniff out the screen play. Not a bad call there on 3rd and long. They sniff it out, and so that'll force a punt.
Fourth down and 5 yards to go. Wireman on to handle the punting duties, and he's going to do just that. Another high snap, but he catches this one, and it's going to drop at about the 35-yard and take a big Greenup County bounce, roll all the way down to the 20-yard line. That's where it's down. And Mason County will take over offensively, 1st and 10 from their own 20.
Isaac Marshall there choosing not to field that ball for Mason County. Kind of hidden yardage right there as that ball takes a good 15-yard bounce, down to the 20-yard line there.
And you and I talked off air before this game started, and actually we talked to Coach Moore too about it a little bit. One of the strengths of the Mason County football team as a whole is their returns, whether it be kickoff returns or punt returns, either one. And so far, Greenup County's done a pretty good job limiting that.
They've done an excellent job so far of not giving up anything in the kicking game right now. You
had the one where they tried the reverse and handoff there, and they got it out almost to midfield. But other than that, so far so good.
Yep.
On first down, we're going to have a designed run here from Thomas, who's going to bounce it outside, get it out to the sideline, brings it across the 40, and he's going to step out of bounds at about the 39-yard line. So a 19-yard pickup here for Mason County that will move the chains. It'll be first down and 10.
Yeah, Keyshawn Thomas right off the bat, they're trying to get him going, trying to get a little juice in the stadium, get a little juice in that offense right now. He's able to kind of get outside right there and make a couple of guys miss. Like you, I don't think there was ever any intention of handing that ball off. That's a planned run the whole way. And
he didn't even need it. It wasn't even like a draw play.
Yeah,
he didn't.
He just a little flash fake, and he's gone.
1st and 10 with 9:19 to go here in the third. It's going to be a handoff this time, and met at the line of scrimmage is Brady Sanders, who's going to have a first down run for no gain. That's his 11th carry of the ball game for 114 yards unofficially. That makes it 2nd down, 10 yards to go. Clock rolling down under 9 minutes to go here in quarter number 3. Some scores to update you with from around the area. It looks like Raceland 10, Hazard 7. That's with 7:47 to go in the third quarter. And Bell County on the board. They're still down, though, 14-8 against Ashland midway through the third quarter. Trips to the right of the formation as Thomas takes the snap. He's going to run it himself and get no yards whatsoever. A great job there in the open field by the Greenup County defense.
Yeah, Wyatt Perkins with back-to-back plays right there. That might even go down for a tackle for loss as they run a little power read play, little onside read play there where they're reading the onside in the same side they're going to right there. They were trying to read Clevenger, but Perkins kind of inside, outside, gets him around the waist and slings him down, doesn't let Sanders get anywhere.
3rd down and 10 now for Mason County from their own 39-yard line.
And that'll send Greenup into a 2-deep look.
Oh, yeah. That's something we've seen.
Yeah, I've seen more
game.
Of this game that we haven't seen. So it's a little two-man, 5 under two-man coverage right here.
And an option play out to the left side. Running back is going to be Chad Clark Roberts. He gets it across the 45. He's brought out of bounds at the 46-yard line, so a pickup of 7 yards will make it 4th and 3.
Yeah, Wireman with a big hit right there running inside out on that play. That's a really good call against two-man. It's a passing situation, but that Mason offense catches in a two-man. They go speed option, but Wireman tracks it down, makes it 4th.
And here we go. Offense is out on the field for Mason County. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. The left is the short side of the field. The ball's on the left hash. And it looks like a couple hard counts from Thomas. Nobody moving defensively. And here we go. Thomas is going to take the snap, throws it into the flats. Hit as he goes to make the catch is, I believe that's Walton. And I do see a penalty flag there. And I believe that's going to go against the Musketeers.
Yeah, I'm trying to get a number there.
I think that was it Wireman?
It looks like 14 maybe.
14.
Kind of got him.
Okay.
Yeah, that might
That's
be
Griffin.
Jace Griffin.
Yep.
Yeah, creeped up there at safety trying to play really tight on that. And, Greenup County fans a little bit upset, but I believe he did get there just a hair early. It was a high throw, and he got him just a little bit early.
And the thing was, it wasn't anything blatant or intentional. It was just momentum that took him into the receiver.
He kind of closed on. He saw the short route. He tried to close the distance, and he just kind of, as Walton jumped, he just kind of got into him a little bit. And so anyway, they get the pass interference call there, and that's going to move the chains. So really a gutsy call there from Coach Wynn to go for it on 4th down there.
Absolutely. Down to 7:41 to go here in quarter number 3. And a handoff, a jet play goes to Walton to the short side of the field. He gets it almost back to the line of scrimmage, and he's gobbled up almost over to the Mason County sideline. It's going to be 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, bandit linebacker right there. Brock Thomas does a great job of staying on the inside hip pocket right there and using the boundary as an extra defender.
Yeah.
Not a lot of room over him. They run it into the sideline.
That goes
but
back
as soon as he's able to cut back, Brock with a great tackle.
Sorry, Coach. I was just going to say that goes back to what Coach Moore has talked about so many times, angles.
Yeah.
Taking good angles.
Absolutely.
Right there it is.
Yeah.
2nd down, 10 yards to go now for Mason County. A 2-by-2 set. Ball's on the left hash. Sanders lined up to the right of Keyshawn Thomas. He takes the snap, drops back, looking downfield to throw, and, makes the grab there. Brady Howard, the defender there, backed off. He thought he was going to be able to get a hand on the pass, and it was just out of his reach, and it's caught.
Isaac Marshall, number 3.
Okay.
Isaac Marshall on the reception. And they just have a plethora of receivers they can do that they can throw the ball to. That's his 34th reception on the season. And a nice throw there by Thomas, just kind of over Howard's head, and he wasn't able to get a hand on it.
A 31-yard gain there, Coach.
Yeah.
Shotgun formation. Thomas takes the snap, hands off to Sanders, who tries to bounce it outside to the left. He's brought down by a couple of those big defensive linemen for Greenup County, and that's going to go down as a loss on that play.
Yeah, Jack Gollett and Noah Nichols kind of teaming up there to make that stop. Not a lot of running room up inside right there.
Second down. Nope. Yeah, no gain. Okay.
Down and goal.
Second goal from the 8-yard line.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Here we go. Second down, 8 yards to go for a touchdown for Mason County. They've got 3 wideouts to the right side, 1 running back in the backfield. It's going to be a sprint out pass from Thomas. He sprints out to his right, throws it into that back corner of the end zone, and it's caught. And it's going to be out of bounds, incomplete, third down.
Yeah, a really nice throw and maybe an even better catch, but he must have had a foot on the boundary over there. Oh,
wow.
A flag down.
Okay, I missed that. Thanks to Zach Clemmie for that. I didn't see the flag out there. It's going to be offensive pass interference, so that'll back Mason County up quite a ways.
Yeah, so I didn't see that. Must have been.
I'm guessing the receiver pushed off, something like that.
Yeah, pushed off over there in the corner. Yeah.
Wow. So that backs them all the way up to the 23-yard line. So a 15-yard penalty will make it second down and goal from the Greenup County 23-yard line.
That's one way to create separation is to get a little push-off right there and give yourself a little room, kind of a veteran move down there in the end zone as long as you don't get caught. But
that's right.
But that time the official able to spot it and get the offensive interference call.
5 minutes, 40 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Greenup County leads 14-7, and they're trying to hold Mason County out of that end zone. It's second and goal from the 23-yard line. A pass downfield to a wide open receiver, and it's caught by Mason County for a touchdown. I'm trying to get a number there, Coach. Do you see that's Isaac Marshall with the 23-yard touchdown reception, and that makes it 14-13, and Mason County here with an extra point will tie things up.
Yeah, Isaac Marshall with his 8th touchdown catch on the year, and they catch Greenup there in a 3-deep look, and they're able to kind of force that corner to kind of have to split the 2 verticals right there. And Thomas with a really nice touch on that ball and puts it in a place where Marshall can grab it with no problem. And so Mason able to get it within 1 here.
And an extra point is good. That makes it all tied up here in the state quarterfinal playoff football game between the Greenup County Musketeers and the Mason County Royals. 14-14. Back after this on the Kool Hits Sports Network.
In addition to the Greenup location, Seltz Pharmacy's newest location is at 437 James Hanna Drive in South Shore, but has retained the name you know and love, McDonald Pharmacy, with the same great service you'll find in the Greenup location, with free delivery service and their convenient drive-thru. Get your vaccinations and allergy shots, and of course, great prescription service at Seltz Pharmacy in Greenup and McDonald Pharmacy, James Hanna Drive, South Shore.
A lot of folks are paying their bills online. It's safe, accurate, and very convenient. If you would like to know more about banking online, stop by the bank and we can get you going. Cutting-edge technology with a first-name, friendly, hometown, personal touch. First in People's Bank and Trust Company, member FDIC. We are the home office.
And we're back here in Maysville, Kentucky. 14-14 is your score with 5 minutes, 35 seconds to go here in the third quarter. With 2:29 left to go in the third quarter, Ashland leads Bell County 21-8. And here we go. The kick from Mason County is a high kick. It's going to land at about the 10-yard line. That's where it's fielded. And here we go. Off to the races is Boggs, I believe. That's Boggs. He gets it across the 20-yard line, and he's brought down at the 24-yard line, and that's where Greenup County will take over, Coach.
Yeah, so a really important series here as we move around 5 minutes, under 6 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Mason goes down and ties the game and certainly has the momentum. They're feeling a little bit. Their fans are excited. You can certainly feel the momentum kind of swinging toward Mason County.
Yep.
They 12-0 in the season. They kind of expect themselves to win, and this crowd's trying to will them to get it done. An important drive here for the Musketeers.
two stack receivers to the right, one to the left, a wing back to the left, and then a handoff goes, a fake handoff, and a Tyson Salmons designed run for a pickup of 7 yards on first down.
Yeah, really influenced those linebackers there. Got them to take a false step there with Henderson.
Influenced me too.
Yeah, influenced, that's right. But then really blocked up well on the right side of the offensive line there. A nice trap block from Salmons, able to spring his brother free for about 8 yards there, 7 or 8 yards.
Yes, sir. Down under 5 minutes to go now here in quarter number 3. And Greenup County with the football. Two receivers to the right, one to the left. Salmons fakes a handoff, keeps it down the sideline. And I tell you what a great fake that was, because I think about 8 of the 11 defenders thought that Ike Henderson had that football. Salmons picks up the first down, and he's forced out of bounds at the 42-yard line, so pickup of 11.
Yeah, we've talked about it all year, what a great ball handler Tyson is. He does a really nice job of seeding that ball into Henderson's belly right there and riding him for a couple of steps and making a decision on whether he's going to pull that ball and keep it or give it.
Right.
And, when that ball's in there, those linebackers have to respect Henderson, so he's able to jump on him, and Tyson will pull it and take off.
And here we go. Salmons is going to throw one out of the backfield on a bubble route to Howard, but he's hit as he makes the catch there. A defender just got off a block and hit him for a loss, brought him down in the backfield, out around the 40, around the numbers there, actually the 39-yard line, so a loss of about 3 yards.
Yeah, a really nice defensive play there from Mason County. That looked like number 80.
I believe it was. That's Clark Roberts. That's Chad Clark Roberts.
Yeah, that's Chad Clark Roberts right there, able to kind of press the receiver back into the backfield right there and then get off that block and make a play that they used, the Greenup had used successfully earlier in the game.
Yes.
Not able to get it right there. So that puts them behind the chains now.
Ball's on the right hash. Two stack receivers way out wide. It's going to be a design run to Salmons, who shakes off a would-be tackler, picks up about 5 yards, and makes it 3rd down and 8.
Yeah, kind of gets it back into not where you want to be on 3rd down, but certainly gets them back in front of the sticks. And so 3rd and 8 on the quarterback ISO. Crucial down here as we roll around 3:35 left here in the 3rd. You don't want to give this ball back to Mason County. You want to kind of keep moving the sticks right here. But Mason County fans kind of making a lot of noise.
A fake handoff to Henderson and a sack. Coach, the linebacker there on one of those, when they run up to the line of scrimmage as the ball is snapped, he snuck through untouched and brought him down as soon as he faked that handoff for a big loss. Yeah,
Brady Sanders right there, 5'11". We've called his name a ton of times on offense. This time he comes through with a big defensive play, a sack on one of the pass plays here, one of the few times where they're trying to push the ball down the field, not just throw it side to side, but not enough time there. A missed assignment.
A 10-yard loss on that play.
Yeah, and so really not much Tyson could do. So he eats it, takes the sack, and they'll have to punt this ball back to Mason.
Wireman's punt is caught and dropped by Walton. And who's on it? It looks like it's going to be Mason County football. It is going to be Mason County football at their own 38-yard line.
Yeah. It looked like one of the make wasn't able to get a number on who recovered that ball. But that could have been, the break that Greenup needed there, right there. But
no doubt,
not able to do it. One of the Mason County kids there, Johnny on the spot, being alert, getting on that ball.
A good job there by the punt team getting downfield in general.
Yeah. You just kind of feel right now that Mason's got the momentum. The crowd's excited.
Yes.
So this is we weren't able to get anything on offense there. You end up in 4th and long and have no choice to punt. So Mason's starting to feel it right now.
First down and 10 for Mason County from their own 38-yard line. And they've got a 2-by-2 set. Ball's overshaded toward the right hash. And Thomas is going to take the snap, looking downfield to throw. He throws one way downfield and almost picked off. The defender got a hand on it there. Intended receiver Isaac Marshall. And we got flags a-flying, Coach.
Yeah, going to get pass interference there. It looked like Jace Griffith. Maybe they might have caught it on Jace and just kind of bumped into him. He was in phase there. It was a close call.
Sure.
Could have really went either way. I could have seen the official eating that flag right there, but there definitely was a little bit of contact. they're kind of picking on that 3-deep coverage right now.
And that's going to be a 15-yarder, and that's going to bring it across midfield to the 47-yard line of Greenup County. So it'll be 1st and 10 now, Mason County on the Greenup County side of the 50-yard line. 14-14 the score here in the third quarter, tied up with 2:29 to go in the third. 3 receivers to the left of the formation, Mason County with the football. Keyshawn Thomas, the quarterback. Sanders lined up to his left, offset to his left. And here we go. Thomas is going to take the snap, drop back under a little bit of pressure, but he gets one off way downfield. A floater, and it's caught. Unbelievable. Christian Walton makes the catch, shakes off a tackler. Touchdown, Mason County.
Yeah, there's a situation right there, Chauncey, where an underthrown ball comes back. The receiver comes back to get it. The defender not able to throw on the brakes quite as fast as the receivers have been looking the ball. And so it's underthrown, and Christian Walton does a great job of playing the ball while it's in the air, throws on the brakes, comes back and gets the underthrown ball, and then able to beat both both Greenup County defenders to the end zone.
So 20-14, and Mason County's PAT team on. Moreland's kick up and good. So your score with 2:21 to go here in the third quarter. Mason County 21, Greenup County 14. Back after this on the Kool Hits Sports Network.
When you want real, authentic Mexican menu items, you want Tres Hermanos Nunez. Accept no substitutes. None compares. Fajitas, tacos, burritos, quesadillas, chimichangas, even vegetarian choices. A kids menu, desserts, and salads. A tasty, budget-pleasing selection for you and your family, unlike any others, should be your first and only choice for authentic Mexican all throughout the tri-state. Ashland, Greenup, Grayson, Paintsville, Canova, South Point, Olive Hill, and Cannonsburg. Tres Hermanos Nunez, the best around.
Hey, Lions fans, would you do anything to support your team? What about switching your checking account? With Ashland Credit Union's debit card, you can support your favorite team. Every time you make an eligible purchase with your debit card, Ashland Credit Union donates 10 cents on your behalf to the Senior Assistance Program. Sign up for your favorite team's debit card today at Ashland Credit Union, 1300 Central Avenue, Ashland. Membership eligibility required, federally insured by NCUA.
And back here in Maysville, Kentucky, 2:21 to go in the third quarter, and a Mason County touchdown, a 47-yard touchdown pass from Mason County makes it 21-14 here. And here comes the kickoff. It's fielded by Boggs on the bounce. He's on the run, though. Crosses the 30, now the 35 and the 40. He's got room to run down the sideline, crosses the 40, but there are flags behind the ball. He's down at the 31-yard line of Mason County, but I do see some flags behind the football.
Yeah, it's going to be holding on Greenup County down around about the 41. That's going to back them up. So they're going to end up getting possession about the 31-yard line there, and that's going to erase a really nice return there by Boggs.
I tell you, that he fielded that kickoff on the bounce, shot it on the bounce, and so he was already kind of on a dead sprint when he caught the football, and a great lane there provided by the blockers. But unfortunately, it's going to come back. And you're right, it's unbelievable. It's right at the 31-yard line. How'd you do that? So with 2 minutes, 11 seconds to go here in the quarter, number 3, Mason County leads 21-14, and Greenup County is going to take over 1st and 10 on their own 31-yard line.
You can really feel. We just talked earlier. Could feel the momentum.
Sure.
Just a matter of time. How long could you hold down Keyshawn Thomas?
That's right.
He comes out. He's on fire here in the second half. He's already 3 for 4 with a touchdown. And, so Mason County making hay on offense. It's Greenup. If Greenup's going to get themselves, if they're going to stay in this game, I think this is the drive to do it.
Yeah, I think you're right. Here we go. Sammons takes the snap, looking downfield to throw, and it's intercepted right at midfield. And a pretty decent return here for Mason County by Terrell Henry. Gets it down inside the 35-yard line. He's brought down at the 32. So he caught it at the 50, returned it 8 yards, and it's going to be Mason County football.
Yeah, Greenup kind of feeling that same need to kind of get things going. They try to get the ball down the middle. Right there, a little pressure on Tyson. and able to make interception there. But Tyson just under a lot of pressure there, causing that throw.
First down, 10 yards to go now for Mason County. Their offense making their way back out with 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter and a chance to go up by 2 scores over Greenup County. That was the first turnover in this ball game, though, Coach. And we talked about in the pregame how turnovers, you don't want to have a turnover here at this stage in the game.
Right. You never want to turn the ball over, but just, only one play and your defense has got to go back out on the field.
Thomas airs one out downfield and hit as he goes to make the catch is, I believe that's Isaac Marshall out there. Nonetheless, it falls incomplete. Second down, 10 yards.
Yeah, nice pass defense there by Ethan Kelly, 6-foot senior over there. Did a nice job of getting his head. Again, that ball kind of underthrown, and Marshall comes back at it, but this time Kelly able to keep his eyes on the ball at the same time and able to get his hand in there and knock it down. That's
kind of been the story of that Mason County passing offense, underthrown balls and athletic moves.
Yeah. So they're definitely feeling it. They've been taking their shots. We'll see if they go back to Sanders right here. 3
receivers to the right and a handoff. He's going to go to Sanders. He tries to bounce it out to the right. Picks up about 4, maybe 5 yards here. That's going to be third down and midway. I will say third down and 6.
Yeah, this just puts Greenup County's defense in such a tough situation here. You end up with a 3rd and 5 or 6 right here, but they're in 4-down territory.
Right.
Thomas has got the hot hand right now, but Sanders was hot early in the game running the ball. So you just you're in a situation if you add the extra defender to the box, you're giving up something in the passing game. If you go too high, then you're making it easy for Sanders. So,
sure.
Greenup single high safety right now.
Another handoff on third down goes to Sanders. He bounces it outside, got room to run, shakes off a tackler. Touchdown, Mason County, a 31-yard touchdown. And, Coach, unbelievable.
Yeah, that run, that same little play we talked about earlier where they're able to kind of feel that end down inside right there, and he skates it off right tackle and then breaks through a few arm tacklers on his way to the end zone right there. He's very difficult to bring down. He's a very tough runner, and he's up over probably close to 150 yards by now. And he's had a big night here for Mason County. It's a 1-2 punch really between Thomas and Sanders has really gotten hot.
149 yards unofficially, and the PAT is no good. So with 1 minute, 8 seconds to go here in quarter number 3, your score, Mason County 27, Greenup County 14. Back after this on the Kool Hits Sports Network.
I like having choices. I especially like to have choices when it comes to my insurance. As a trusted choice agency, Ron LeMaster Insurance provides choices for their customers every day. You get choices in the company, products, coverage, and prices that best fit your individual needs. Choosing to do business with a trusted choice agency like Ron LeMaster Insurance means you get their pledge of professional and courteous service. Ron LeMaster Insurance, your trusted choice agent.
Primary Plus Grayson believes in sharing its mission of quality, advanced, affordable health for the entire family, offering primary care, pediatrics, women's health, counseling services, and an on-site pharmacy all under one roof. Primary Plus Grayson is happy to welcome a new team to their growing family, including pediatrician and internal medicine physician Dr. Kelly Trent, family health nurse practitioners Dawn Jordan and Kelly Spark, and physician assistant Chris Horde. Primary Plus Grayson, 645 Interstate Drive, always welcoming new patients. Learn more about Primary Plus, its medical team, locations, and more at primaryplus.net.
And the Greenup County kickoff return team out. Mason County kickoff team out after scoring a 31-yard touchdown on a Brady Sanders run. And a swift kick up the middle. I tell you what, Coach. Nope. It's caught there by Boggs. And I tell you what, not much of a return, Coach. He gets it back up to the 20-yard line. That's about it.
Yeah, ball kind of took a funny hop there on the kickoff. They let it get on the ground. You just never know where that thing's going to go. They did a nice job just tracking it down and getting a few yards. But the important thing there was just getting back on the ball and giving your offense a chance to get back out on here and see if you can do something here on this drive as we're getting close here to the end of the third quarter. This Greenup County offense has got to put together a drive here if they've got any hope of staying in this game as Mason has all the momentum, fans fired up. They are really feeling it right now. The offense has had the hot hand here in the second half, so Greenup's got to answer here if they want any chance of staying in the game.
1 minute, 3 seconds to go here in quarter number 3. And the Greenup offense out on the field, ready to get this drive started. They're missing a player, though, and here he comes. That's going
to force Greenup to take a timeout right there.
Connor Taylor comes out and lines up a tight end there, Coach. It was a bunch formation, but I think they were just confused on what they were doing here, and Coach Moore is not happy.
No, not happy at all right now. Might have, someone that's out of the game right there because Connor not normally in there on that personnel group, and so probably just some miscommunication over on the sideline that somebody was out for just a minute, and so you end up with you end up one short there, and so you have to burn a timeout. And as you said, it's cold out right now, but Coach Moore's hot.
Yeah. You come up with that one just now? That was pretty good, yeah. First down, 10 yards to go here. Both teams back out on the field. A short timeout there. As you mentioned, not really a planned timeout. It was just a miscommunication in personnel. And here we go, 1st and 10, Greenup County. And that bunch formation, a wing to each side, tight ends to each side, and a running back offset to the right of Salmons. It's going to be Henderson. He takes the handoff, and he's met in the backfield and brought down for a loss of about 2 yards.
Yeah, just a gang of black shirts in there. Hard to tell even who's in on first contact right now. They're just not getting many Mason County Royals blocked right now. Not a lot of room to run the football in there. And so not even able to get back to the line of scrimmage. Wholesale personnel changes there. They're going to go away from the heavy package, go back to their 20 personnel. Their 20 personnel. They got Clevenger in. They may line him up at tight end. He can be H-back or tight end if they do. Clevenger's the tight end, 3 receivers and a single running back.
Salmons takes the snap, finds a receiver downfield. I believe that's Cade Hunt, who makes the catch and picks up about 10 yards. No, about 9 yards. That'll be 3rd down and 3 yards to go here as the clock's still rolling. And I believe that will be the last play of quarter number 3. So, Coach, at the end of 3 quarters, your score, Mason County 27, Greenup County 14. We're going to step out, take a break, and we'll be back for quarter number 4 here from Maysville, Kentucky. State quarterfinal game between Greenup County and Mason County. Don't go away. Back after this on the Kool Hits Sports Network.
In addition to the Greenup location, Seltz Pharmacy's newest location is at 437 James Hanna Drive in South Shore, but has retained the name you know and love, McDonald Pharmacy, with the same great service you'll find in the Greenup location, with free delivery service and their convenient drive-thru. Get your vaccinations and allergy shots, and of course, great prescription service at Seltz Pharmacy in Greenup and McDonald Pharmacy, James Hanna Drive, South Shore. Quality Marathon gasoline, great monthly specials on snacks and beverages, and fantastic service. Those are the qualities of Clark's Pump and Shops. You'll find a Clark's Pump and Shop near you in the Bluegrass State and beyond. And Rick and Brent Clark want you to know that they take pride in giving you the best prices and service, and they thank you for your patronage. Clark's Pump and Shops are a division of the John W. Clark Oil Company. Clark's Pump and Shops. Return, refresh, refuel.
And starting out quarter number 4 here with 3rd and 2 for Greenup County offense. They're on the field. Tyson Salmons is going to take the snap, keeping himself off the right end, and he's brought down right about the line of scrimmage. He might have got a yard there, Coach, but I don't think he's going to have enough for the first down.
It's going to be close. Tyson a little slow getting up there, but I do think he's got it.
I stand corrected, and I'm okay with that. They're moving the chains, and it's still going to be Greenup County football. So he picked up right at 2 yards, and Greenup County offensively staying out on the field. 11:40 to go here in quarter number 4. 27-14 is your score. Mason County leads Greenup County. Trips to the right. Salmons takes the snap, hands off to Henderson. He fights forward for a pickup of, I don't know, Coach. He might have lost a yard there. I was going to say he got a yard, but I think he might have lost one there.
Yeah, Brady Sanders again coming out of that Mason County secondary, really from his linebacker spot, cutting through the offensive line there for Greenup County and able to get a TFL. He's played a heck of a game on both sides of the ball.
Yes, he has. Second down and 11 yards to go. We'll say second down and 10.5 yards to go. 3 receivers to the right as Sammons takes the snap, hands off again to Henderson, and he flies forward for a pickup of 2.
Yeah, just not able to get much movement right now. All that momentum. Mason County playing with such enthusiasm and passion right now. They just kind of got it all going their way. You can just kind of feel it, and just not able to really move anybody out of the way right now to create any running lanes. So it's going to kind of force them into a situation here to do something they don't want to do, and that's throw the ball down the field.
That's right. 3 receivers to the right again. Salmon's going to take the ball, sprint out to his right, finds a receiver who's covered, but he makes the catch out in the flats. That is Wireman, who he's knocked out of bounds right about where he needed to be for the first down. So it's going to be close. And they're going to move the chains, Coach. So a pickup of 11.
So a nice job. We just talked about they didn't really want to throw it down the field, but they do a nice job. Travis Jones with a nice call there to sprint Tyson out a little bit to his right. Able to hit that levels play they hit earlier in the game, and Wireman with a nice catch on the boundary and enough for the first down.
A 10-yard pickup there makes it first down. 3 receivers to the left this time. That's the big side of the field. And a catch made in the flats there by Cade Hunt on I said in the flats, more like toward the middle of the field on a slant route. Pickup of 9 yards for Greenup County. Gets it down to their own 48-yard line, making it second down and 1 yard to go.
Yeah, just a quick hitch kind of deal right there to the inside receiver. They catch Mason County bringing pressure, bringing the blitzes, and that kind of opens up a little throwing lane over the middle there. Able to complete it for 9 yards. That's a great play on first down, and Greenup's got a little something going.
Yes, sir. Second and 1 here. Same formation, a fake handoff to Henderson. Salmons drops back to pass, airs one out downfield, and the catch is not made, but we had definite contact there, and flags are flying downfield. Intended receiver there was Cade Hunt, and did you get a number on the defender there, Coach? They were face-to-face, and you got to think this is going to go against the defense.
Well, I've got my eyes on there. That number is very difficult to see over there across the field.
Yeah.
But those blue numbers on black jerseys are quite difficult. So I'm not entirely sure. It might have been number 4.
Oh, wow. Legal man downfield is the call on Greenup County. And then
there's also a pass interference.
And
there.
I believe we have a pass interference. Yes, sir. So the penalties will offset. And that's going to make it.
Yeah, Jonathan Jones, it looks like, was the defender there for Mason County. But as you said, the illegal man downfield, which I didn't see, but the pass interference there, that's got a bad break for Greenup County. That would have been a first down. But anyway, that sets them up with a 2nd and 1. And they took that shot there on 2nd and 1 because able to do
a screen play. Yeah, bubble pass to Wireman out of the backfield. He gets in behind some blocking receivers, crosses midfield, and he's knocked out of bounds at the 42-yard line. So a decent pickup there will move the chains.
Yeah, interesting formation there. They go trips to the left. They put Wireman behind the trips guy, really making 4 receivers to the left. They really that he had the option to throw that. That was going to be double pass if it was there. He takes a quick look. It's covered, so he just puts it under his arm and runs it.
A 10-yard pickup there makes it 1st and 10 on the 42-yard line of Mason County. A handoff on first down goes to Henderson, left side, and he is brought down after a pickup of 7 yards.
Yeah, able to squeak through the run the counter play. He's able to kind of squeeze through the hole right there. But he's brought down the field there by number 27, Jackson, 6'5", 220-pound linebacker, and they've just got a ton of those kids that look like here.
Yes, they do.
That are all in that 5'10" to 6 foot range of 200 pounds, and they rotate a lot of them in and out, and so they got a lot of good players here on this team.
Motion out of the backfield from Brady Howard. It looks like Salmons is going to go through a hard count, and we have offsides on the defense, Coach, I believe. Yeah. So that'll move them down to the 31-yard line and make it first down.
Yeah, that was Chad Clark-Roberts. He just kind of responded to the motion out of the backfield right there and ran across the line of scrimmage, and he got an offside because he jumped into the neutral zone just when Greenup went with a little bit of motion.
Ball's on the left hash, 3 receivers to the right of the formation. Howard with the motion out of the backfield again. And Salmon's going to keep it himself. He thought about throwing it, decided not to, and a big pickup on first down. He gets it across the 25-yard line down to the 23, so a pickup of 8 yards on first down.
Yeah, just a quick, that's a planned run all the way. Just kind of gives it a quick look out there to the receivers, just kind of for a timing. They pull the H-back and the left guard around and really had that blocked up well. That's a really nice rail where a misdirection without a handoff, and Sanders able to trip him up from behind.
Under 8 minutes to go here, another planned run to Salmons. This one all downhill, all the way. And it's going to be enough for a first down, gets it across the 20 down to the 19-yard line, a 4-yard pickup.
Just your traditional B-gap power play right there. Instead of handing it to the tailback, you're handing it to your quarterback who's just keeping it and running it in the B-gap there.
That's the 20th carry for Tyson Salmons, 114 yards unofficially.
And he's limping a little bit, too.
Yeah, he is.
He's hurting a little bit right now.
Going through his cadence there. Went through a hard count. Nobody moved. And here we go. Takes the ball and hands off to Henderson, who makes a good move there. Gets it down inside the 15, almost to the 10-yard line. I think he's going to be brought down at about the 10.5-yard line. Pick up of 9 yards.
This Mason County defense, it's so difficult to break it, to have a run spit out of there for any distance really at all. They're so fast. If you stutter just a little bit, they're all over you. They got a really quick defense, and it makes it tough to have any really long runs.
Salmons takes the snap, hands it off to Henderson again, who tries to get it up in there, does so, but gets it back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe picks up half a yard, but not enough for the first down.
Mason County, they're giving up some yards here, and Greenup trying to get themselves back in it, but they're not giving up the big play. They're kind of keeping everything in front. They're making Greenup use a lot of clock here, down 2 scores, 6:40 left. They need to get this thing in here as quick as possible in order to have a chance to get the ball back.
And we've got a down player there. He's up on his feet, though. That's Ike Henderson making his way off after the carry there. And actually that one was for a loss of 1 yard, so it's going to be third down and 2 yards to go now for Greenup County.
Yeah, so there's your lead blocker in the quarterback power, Ike Henderson, and really your hammer, your power runner going off right there. So,
and he has to go off for a play.
And then Salmons on the previous play was limping, so it kind of puts Greenup in a little bit of bind here. As Salmons recovered enough to be able to run this without Henderson being in the game. So I guarantee you if Henderson were in there right now, he would be the primary carrier or the lead blocker, but he'll not be able to be in there now. Looks like they're going to replace him with, is that Brady Howard in the back, or is that Cade Hunt?
That's Braxton Noble, Coach.
Okay, neither one.
And a handoff goes to Braxton Noble. He's hit at the line of scrimmage for no gain, I believe. He might have picked up a yard there as he fell forward, but it's going to be fourth down and 1 yard. A big play here for Greenup County as a change in personnel. Looks like the heavy package coming on.
Yeah, they'll bring in an extra offensive lineman, number 65, coming in.
Bunch formation. Salmons out of the gun, takes the snap, hands it off to Noble, who bounces outside, and he's hit in the backfield for a loss of a yard, and that's going to be a turnover on downs, Coach. Mason County football.
Yeah, a really tough play there. Noble coming in and getting his first few carries of the game right there in a really hard situation.
Yeah.
And he was tripped up in the backfield just a little bit there, had to bounce that ball out to the left, and not able to pick up the first down.
No, it's going to be first down and 10, Mason County. This Greenup County playoff game is brought to you in part by the Greenup County Public Library. Explore all the possibilities at the Greenup County Public Library. ACTC, you can further your education in person or online at Ashland Community and Technical College, where it's never too late to further your education. And Ron LeMaster Insurance. Let the good folks at Ron LeMaster Insurance in South Shore take care of all your insurance needs. Do we have a timeout on the field here, Coach, or what?
I'm not sure what we've got going on. The officials are huddled up. Greenup County's players not over on the boundary. They're more in the middle field, and now they call them over to the boundary.
Coach Moore meeting them out on the numbers. Looks like the officials are dispersing, but I'm not sure what they were discussing.
They haven't taken a timeout off the board for either team there. So, but nevertheless, both teams coming back out here.
Yeah.
Just such a really long drive, a good drive there from Greenup County to end up turning it over on downs there.
5:36 to go in this ball game. Mason County 27, Greenup County 14. And offensively, Mason County on the field ready to rock and roll, led by Keyshawn Thomas, their quarterback, 3 receivers to the left of the formation. And it's going to be a handoff to Sanders, who's hitting the backfield, shakes off the tackler, gets it out to about the 15-yard line. So a pickup of maybe, we'll say 4 yards, but a flag on the play behind the football.
Yeah, we're going to get a block in the back there. That might have been number 3, Marshall, with the block in the back there. The slot receiver, that's going to push Mason back a little bit.
Yeah, I believe you are correct, Coach.
Really, Mason's going to go, I'm sure, going to go into their, being able to use most of the other play clock here. They're just trying to take some time off the clock with a 2-score lead. At this point, their goal really is not, they've got enough points to win the game. They're just they're going to try to kill the clock at this point. It's going to be really imperative for Greenup County to be able to come up with a strip, fumble, or something to get the ball back.
First down and 15 yards to go from their own 5-yard line. Another handoff. This one's going to go up the middle. And it's going to be for about a 4-yard gain here, making it second down and 11 yards to go. The handoff there was to Sanders. That puts him at unofficially 153 yards on the game on 14 carries.
He's had a big night on both sides of the ball, Chauncey. Just really a standout on a really good team.
Right. Second and 12 now. Snap goes to Thomas. He hands it off to Sanders, who's met at the line of scrimmage by a couple different defenders for no gain.
Yeah, it looked like maybe Wyatt Perkins was first on the scene there to kind of get him wrapped up and joined by a few of his buddies. Maybe Gullett, Nichols in there, kind of aiding in after Wyatt carousing.
Mason Salmon's in there as well.
Yeah.
Final score for you from around the area. In Class 3A, Ashland defeats Bell County by a score of 34-16. With 8:17 to go in the game, Raceland leads Hazard 17-14.
So if Greenup wants any chance to get back in this game, a stop here on third down would be critical.
That's right. Third down and 12 yards to go here. Clock down to 3 minutes, 41 seconds, and still rolling. And I believe we have a timeout coming over from the Mason County sideline. We're going to step out, take a break, and we'll be back right after this on the Kool Hits Sports Network.
In addition to the Greenup location, Phelps Pharmacy's newest location is at 437 James Hanna Drive in South Shore, but has retained the name you know and love, McDonald Pharmacy, with the same great service you'll find in the Greenup location, with free delivery service and their convenient drive-thru. Get your vaccinations and allergy shots, and of course, great prescription service at Phelps Pharmacy in Greenup and McDonald Pharmacy, James Hanna Drive, South Shore.
A lot of folks are paying their bills online. It's safe, accurate, and very convenient. If you would like to know more about banking online, stop by the bank and we can get you going. Cutting-edge technology with a first-name, friendly, hometown personal touch. First and People's Bank and Trust Company, member FDIC. We are the home office.
And we're back here in Maysville, Kentucky. Chauncey Griffith, Brent Terry, glad to have you along. Down to 3:37 to go in this football game. Mason County leads 27-14. They've got the football, third down and 12 yards to go from their own 9-yard line. Thomas takes the snap, hands it off on a jet play, and almost falls out there, Coach, but he's brought down for a loss. I believe it's going to be a pretty decent loss inside the 5 down to about the 4-yard line. So a loss of 5 yards there, and I'm trying to figure out who that ball carrier was.
That was Christian Walton.
Okay.
They like that jet sweep.
Yes, sir.
Christian Walton. We've seen that 3 or 4 times tonight. But listen, Mason Salmons right there with almost a huge play. He stripped that ball, and it popped straight up in the air and right back into Christian Walton's hands. If that ball to get to the turf right there and Greenup had gotten on it, it would have gotten interesting in a hurry.
Yes, sir. Down to 2:58. Clock still rolling here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, a big punt right here with the Mason County punter with his heels on the back of the end line right here.
That's Isaac Marshall.
Yeah, they're going to take as much play clock as they can, and then they're going to call timeout and talk about how they want to make sure they get this schemed up right here.
We'll keep it here, Coach, for this timeout.
There might even be some thought of taking a safety right here. It give Greenup County 2 points, and they're going to get the ball back anyway, and you get to move the ball out to the 20 and punt this thing. So, that's one kind of thing to think about right here is that the possibility of taking a safety in this situation. So we'll see what Coach Wynn and that staff decide to do, but that's what they might have called timeout to talk about.
What would be the benefit, as a coach, Coach Terry, of taking the safety right here?
Well, with a short snap, you got the ball backed up, so your punter's kind of compressed, and so you don't want to take a chance on getting this thing blocked. If you block it, then Greenup's able to get on the ball for a touchdown,
sure,
and then they're able to maybe onside kick and get it right back and get
sure,
two possessions very
sure,
quick. If you go ahead and take the safety, you can burn maybe 5-6 seconds off the clock, take the safety, that only knocks it down to a 27-16 lead. Then you can move out to the 20 and punt it without any pressure and make Greenup County drive the length of the field to get a score.
It's an interesting concept.
Yeah, and I don't know if they'll do it or not. That might have been one thing they were talking about.
They line up in the punt formation. Jace Griffith back deep to return for Greenup County. He barely gets the punt off. It's going to land at about the 20-yard line, bounce out of bounds, and it's going to go out at about the 21. So Greenup County will take over 1st and 10 from the Mason County 21-yard line with about 2 minutes, 38 seconds to go in this ball game, and down 27-14. Coach.
Yeah, I think that was Mason Salmons with the pressure, and I honestly don't know how he missed it.
I'm telling you.
It looked like it went right under. He almost passed up the punter and went too far.
Yeah.
That would have been huge to get that. But he forces a short punt, so they're going to get the ball, at the 20-yard line right here.
20, yes, sir. Well, two receivers to the left. Salmons takes the snap, drops back, looking to pass. He's going to air one out to the end zone, and good coverage there. It falls incomplete. 2nd down.
Now I think they were looking for Clevenger there on a little go route, but double covered, and Salmons just kind of throws it away there. But, just an interesting decision there to go ahead and punt it, but they got great field position. If they could get one in here, then they'd have an opportunity to get an onside kick.
Yep. 2.5 minutes to go in the ball game, 27-14 your score. 2nd down, 10 yards to go for the Musketeers. Ball is on the right hash. Tyson Salmons directing a little traffic. He's sending his receivers on out a little bit farther, and he's going to take the snap, drop back. He's looking to throw, finds a receiver in the end zone, and it's intercepted, Coach. He's trying to get it out there to that back corner of the end zone to Jace Griffith. Receiver if the ball was kind of underthrown, and it is intercepted.
Yeah, Terrell Henry right there with the interception, and just kind of a ball just a little bit underthrown. And I think that'll be his 8th interception on the year. That he was tied for the lead in the state of Kentucky in 3A.
Oh, really?
Interceptions coming into this game, and I think that'll be his 8th interception on the year. And just man-to-man coverage, just a little bit late on the throw. Could have got it out maybe just a hair earlier. It ends up being underthrown, though. But a great effort, a right idea, man-to-man to get the switch release and on the corner route. But not able to connect.
2-by-2 set here for Mason County, 1st and 10. A handoff is going to go up the middle. Nope, he's going to bounce it outside, and that is Sanders down the sideline. Gets it across the 40-yard line. Pick up of at least 20 yards. He's going to be brought down at the 43, so a pickup of 23 will move the chains and keep that clock rolling for Mason County.
Mason County starting to feel it right now as they're able to move the ball out, kind of get it out away from the goal line there a little bit. And a really nice run by Sanders. As you said, he kind of started up the middle and then kind of bumped that thing to the outside and made a nice run down the right boundary.
1st and 10 for Mason County, and the Greenup County defense kind of on their heels here, Coach.
Yeah, I think everybody kind of starting to feel right now that the game is in hand, and so.
A handoff to Sanders up the middle. He shakes off a would-be tackler. He's brought down on just across midfield, a 49-yard line of Greenup County. That'll be a 7, almost 8-yard run.
As this thing starts to run under a minute and a half, you hate to say it, but this is the kind of the time in the game where it starts to think it's been such a competitive game. You really haven't had a chance to think about it, but these seniors from Greenup are starting to maybe kind of feel like, man, these are the last few plays that I'm going to play. And that's an emotional time right now. And so they'll just try to stay focused and keep them from scoring here.
Clock down. Sorry, Coach.
Just because Mason going to use all the clock right here.
Yeah, down under a minute to go here, down to 53 seconds. Clock still rolling. And Thomas takes the snap, hands it to Sanders again, spins off a would-be tackler, brought down at the 45-yard line. So it moves the chains. And he picks up about 4 yards on the carry. That puts him at unofficially 187 yards on 18 carries here. He's had a great ball game.
Yeah, clock stops here. Looks like Mason's going to take a timeout.
I think so. I think so. Well, we'll keep it here, though. I'm not sure what the purpose of the timeout is.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. But they're going to have to snap it at least one more time.
Yeah.
But, this is just a really gritty, gutty performance from the Greenup County Musketeers. They played a great first half and really did Mason, they're so explosive. They weren't able to kind of keep them contained. In that third quarter, they get 3 touchdowns on the board, and that's really the story of the game.
Yep.
Sanders able to run the ball for, like you said, up around 180, 190 yards unofficially. It's a tremendous effort by him. But, listen, hats off to this Greenup County, the year they've had. As Mason County going to move into victory formation, and this will be the last time they have to snap the ball.
44 seconds on the clock. And as you just said, Coach, Mason County in victory formation. Thomas takes a knee, and the clock starts rolling. A final score from around the area. It looks like Raceland defeats Hazard 17-14, and the clock now down under 30 seconds. It looks like both teams staying there. They may. Are they going to do it one more time, Coach? Take a knee one more time?
Yeah, I didn't think they'd have to.
I didn't either. 45 seconds, but looks like they're going to one more time, down to 17 seconds on the clock. And that should be the ball game there, Coach. They took a knee. Coach Wynn gets the ice water bath, and that's going to be your final score from Maysville, Kentucky here, state quarterfinals, Class 3A playoff football game. Mason County remains undefeated. They're now 13-0 after taking down the Greenup County Musketeers 27-14. But what a great year for Greenup County and Coach Zach Moore. They go from a not-so-good season last year where they didn't win a football game and finished up with 8 wins here this year. State quarterfinals. Hats off to Coach Moore and his staff and those players for all their hard work, Coach. And they've got nothing to have their heads hung about, I'll tell you that.
Oh, absolutely not. From the season they had last year to what amounts to a regional final
That's right.
in 1 year.
That's right.
Is an amazing turnaround.
Yep.
And, just the buy-in from the players, Coach Moore and his staff able to get the kids to buy in. And they had a tremendous year. And, listen, they lost to a team that's on a hot streak. These guys are on the heater here in Mason County. And they got down, but they never hit the panic button, and they knew they had the firepower to come back and really just unleashed it all there in the third quarter.
That's right.
3 scores on the board, really taking control of the game.
Looks like this is, you mentioned there, what amounts to a region championship game. This is the 3rd region championship in the history of Mason County football. They had one in 2001, had another one in 2003, and this is number 3 for them. Coach, we're going to step out, take a break. Again, your final score of the evening, Mason County 27, Greenup County 14. Back after this, we will have a word from Coach Zach Moore, the head coach of the Greenup County Musketeers. Don't go away. Back after this on the Kool Hits Sports Network.
You've thought for a long time about keeping your firearms and valuables safe and out of harm's way. Borders Sporting Goods has the area's greatest selection of Liberty safes and a wide range of sizes, styles, and colors. And Borders also has the Tri-State's best and most complete selection of firearms, hunting supplies, fishing supplies, archery supplies, knives, camo, and boots. From the smallest fishing hook to the largest Liberty safe, the best brand, the best selection, and the best prices in the Tri-State are at Borders Sporting Goods, Route 60 West in Ashland, where your money will be well spent.
You know, financial security begins at home with home ownership. If you've been putting off looking for a home because you think you can't afford it, you owe it to yourself to check out Members Choice Credit Union. Members Choice Credit Union has programs for first-time home buyers and more to help put you in the home of your dreams. Call, click, or stop by Members Choice Credit Union today.
Members Choice Credit Union, NMLS 411945, Equal Housing Lender. Call for additional information. Other restrictions may apply.
When you want real, authentic Mexican menu items, you want Tres Hermanos Nunez. Accept no substitute. None compares. Fajitas, tacos, burritos, quesadillas, chimichangas, even vegetarian choices. A kids menu, desserts, and salads. A tasty, budget-pleasing selection for you and your family, unlike any others, should be your first and only choice for authentic Mexican all throughout the Tri-State. Ashburn, Greenup, Grayson, Paintsville, Canova, South Point, Oliveville, and Cannonsburg. Tres Hermanos Nunez, the best around. Pure Country Chevrolet in Grayson needs your vehicle. We're low on inventory and prepared to make you an offer on the spot to buy your car, even if you don't buy one of ours. Literally within 10 minutes of coming in, we'll have you a cash offer. Have a payoff on it? No problem. We'll pay that loan off and write you a check for the balance. Just bring your title, driver's license, all your keys, and most recent payment statements so we can get the payoff. We'll even drive you home if you need. Pure Country Chevrolet, ready to buy. Let us put cash in your pocket. Visit us online, purecountrychevrolet.com, or call us 606-474-5116. Pure Country Chevrolet, find new roads.
And we're back here in Maysville, Kentucky. Final score of this ball game, 27-14. Mason County defeats your Greenup County Musketeers. Well, what a year they've had. Hats off to Coach Moore and his staff, the players, the coaches, and a whole lot of good stuff down the pike for Greenup County. No doubt about that. The future's bright in Lloyd, Kentucky. So, as I mentioned, the final score of the ball game, 27-14. I'll tell you how we got there. Scoreless in the first quarter, 0-0 at the end of one, but a few scores in quarter number two. First one came from Greenup County, a 34-yard touchdown run from Tyson Salmons, followed by a Carson Wireman PAT, made it 7-0. That's with 9:04 to go on the clock. Then Mason County with an answer, a 14-yard touchdown pass from Keyshawn Thomas to Walton, and a PAT from Moreland made it 7-7. That was with 3 minutes, 26 seconds to go in quarter number two. And then right before halftime, Greenup County with another touchdown in that second quarter, an 8-yard touchdown run from Tyson Salmons and a Carson Wireman PAT. That made it 14-7 at the half. Again, that was with 31 seconds to go before the half. So at halftime, your score was 14-7. Greenup County on top. And then the third quarter was all Mason County. 3 touchdowns in that third quarter. The first one came with 5:35 on the clock. Thomas to Marshall from 23 yards out, and a Moreland PAT made it 14-14. That tied the game with 5 minutes, 35 seconds to go in the third quarter. Then about 3 minutes of football later, another Mason County touchdown on a 47-yard touchdown pass from Thomas to Walton, and a Moreland PAT made it 21-14. And then the final score of the game came with 1 minute to go in the third quarter. 1 minute, 8 seconds. A 31-yard touchdown run from Brady Sanders made it 27-14. The PAT on that one was blocked by Carson Wireman. So that explains the lack of PAT there. So 27-14 was your final score of the ball game. Mason County with their third region championship in the history of Mason County football, and Greenup County finishes out at 8-5 on the season. We're going to step out, take another break, and when we return, we will have Coach Brent Terry will have the offensive stats for both teams, kind of a breakdown of that, And then we expect to have a word from Greenup County head coach, Mr. Zach Moore. So don't go away. We'll be back right after this on the Kool Hits Sports Network.
Doubt, stress, anxiety, frustration, that was yesterday. Today is your day to get back on track to a brighter future. At Ashland Community and Technical College, we're open and ready to help now with ridiculously affordable, amazingly flexible classes that can lead to highly paid positions in IT, healthcare, and more. The real world's tough, but not as tough as you. Visit kctcs.edu/find your career.
When you shop and invest locally, you put in motion a sequence of actions which multiplies the money that is available in our area to create jobs and provide emergency services, police, and fire protection, as well as improving the quality of education in our local schools. Shop and invest locally whenever you can. First in People's Bank and Trust Company, member FDIC. We are the home office.
Primary Plus Grayson believes in sharing its mission of quality, advanced, affordable health for the entire family, offering primary care, pediatrics, women's health, counseling services, and an on-site pharmacy all under one roof. Primary Plus Grayson is happy to welcome a new team to their growing family, including pediatrician and internal medicine physician Dr. Kelly Trent, family health nurse practitioners Dawn Jordan and Kelly Spark, and physician assistant Chris Horde. Primary Plus Grayson, 645 Interstate Drive, always welcoming new patients. Learn more about Primary Plus, its medical team locations, and more at primaryplus.net.
I like having choices. I especially like to have choices when it comes to my insurance. As a trusted choice agency, Ron LeMaster Insurance provides choices for their customers every day. You get choices in the company, product, coverage, and prices that best fit your individual needs. Choosing to do business with a trusted choice agency like Ron LeMaster Insurance means you get their pledge of professional and courteous service. Ron LeMaster Insurance, your trusted choice agency.
And we're back in Maysville, Kentucky. Chauncey Griffith, Brent Terry, glad to have you along. And in just a second, we're going to be joined by Greenup County head coach, Mr. Zach Moore. Again, we mentioned the final score of the evening, 27-14. The Mason County Royals defeated the Greenup County Musketeers. And we are now joined by Greenup County's head coach, Zach Moore.
Nice shot.
Yes, sir.
Coach, just before we talk about the game, congratulations on a great season. Maybe just kind of reflect on the turnaround this season has been.
I mean, I don't know, it's incredible.
Yeah, no doubt.
It was. I mean, that's what we said on right there. We know, we'd much rather lose in a region final, but, it hurts a lot worse.
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
So, but it'll sink in after a while. We all know how that goes, when you make it deep into the postseason. It's right there and you can taste it. And, we just we weren't the better team for one quarter.
Yeah. What I was going to talk about, played a great – it was a great game all the way through, but, the first half, ends up, tied and or actually ahead at halftime.
Yeah,
right? Yeah, ahead at halftime. But like I said, that third quarter, they just kind of got some momentum. And a team like Mason is so explosive, it's tough to hold them down for the whole game. But they got a little momentum, and Thomas got hot there in the third quarter, and and off he went.
Well, we busted a coverage there in the far end zone, and then we got 2 or 3 balls there that are 50-50 balls, man, and they come down with them. And I thought it was really a pivotal call right there, which I thought was complete garbage. Was the fourth down interference call. I mean, I'd like to say what I really thought about it here, but I know we don't want to get Jim in trouble. But I mean, it was a freaking terrible call. I mean, I'm not one that really complains about the officiating much. But that thing was a foot over his head, and our kid's right there as the ball goes over his head. It was garbage. But I mean, right there, that's fourth down. Yeah, that's a turnover. We get the ball still up 14-7.
Right.
And so we have to battle through those kind of things too, and we weren't able to do that. And again, we had opportunities with the ball in the air, and we're there, and man, we just can't make a play on the ball. I mean, a couple of times I thought they should have been picks, but again, they weren't. So here we are.
Yeah, it's almost those underthrown balls sometimes are so hard to defend, and that just kind of came down there. The receiver was able to kind of come back to the ball, and the defender, makes it tough. It's a tough play for the DBs back there.
And we know that we were outmatched back there in the back end, but I thought our kids were, with the exception of the one ball over there, were in good position all night. And again, we just weren't able to make a play, and it's unfortunate because I think we've got an awfully good team, and and it's a pity that one quarter, we just fell apart for a quarter there. And, of course, we didn't score in the second half, and that, do some adjustments. And Tyson got nicked up there a little bit. We turned the ball over, and here we are, 27-14.
Yeah.
And all roads lead right back to here.
Yeah, it's amazing how quickly that can happen. But, Tyson still had a big night running the ball. We had him for 20 carries for 114 yards, had another 95 yards throwing the ball. And he's just such a gutsy player. And they're just maybe talk about him a little bit.
Oh, my gosh. I mean, all you have to do is watch him play.
Yeah.
Watch him play, and the rest you'll figure out on your own.
Yeah, they kind of say that every week, hate to, but he does such a good job, with the offense, handling all the ins and outs of the play, just the mental side of it as well as the physical side of it, So there's a lot going on, pre-snap in your guys' offense, and he does a good job of that. He also does a good job post-snap on the RPO. I was talking about on the air what a good ball handler he is, just able to seat that ball in there to the running back, and those guys they have to react to that, and he's able to pull it on those replays, and he just does such a good job handling the football.
He's a really, really good player.
Yeah.
15 years old, too. So,
oh, my.
Greenup, the Musketeers have him for 2 more years, and so that's a good thing.
Yeah, no doubt. And, of course, Ike Henderson, he also had maybe not his.
Kind of a pedestrian-type night. We really couldn't bust loose on that with him, and, that's credit. A lot of credit goes to Mason County.
Sure.
Well.
Yeah, they're 13-0 for a reason. They've got a really good team. They're explosive. They're really fast on defense. Yeah. They're a little bit unorthodox on defense.
Yeah, I mean, when somebody had really tried, and I was disappointed that we didn't try to attack the middle of the field when we got the free safety out of there a little bit more, especially with the way they come downhill with the Mike backer. And but again, that's neither here nor there at this point.
Yeah, just one last thing here before we let you go.
Yeah.
Obviously, a great season, but what'd you tell the kids there at the end?
We just talked about the game.
Yeah.
We said we'd have plenty of time to talk about everything else later.
Yeah.
There's a lot of hurting kids down there,
Sure.
so they're not going to hear anything I have to say right now anyway.
Right.
And kind of a hurting coach right here, too. So
Sure.
I'll whine around a little bit about it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always a tough thing when that kind of starts to sink in a little bit for those seniors. That a lot of those guys, I don't know what their plans are, but they've a good chance to, some of them may not ever play again, and
sure,
and that's a hard thing to kind of think about. For sure, they're never going to put on those green helmets again, and that's a special thing. High school football is an unbelievable part of your life. Growing up, the things that you'll never forget. And they're never going to remember. They're never going to forget this season. The turnaround that those seniors had, that's going to be part of Musketeer lore for a long time, and you guys all should be congratulated for that.
Well, we're really proud of them. And the crowd here tonight for us was outstanding. Yeah. I mean, if anything else, we've got people hopefully excited about Musketeer football, and that needs to continue.
Absolutely.
This isn't the time to let off the gas. We got to strike while the iron's hot and interest is high, and because we need to build a program that can year in and year out compete to do the same thing.
Yeah. Well, Coach, thanks for letting Chauncey and I kind of be along for the ride.
That's right.
Got to see I think 5 games this year, and was never disappointed. The kids played. We talked. I remember at the end of one of the games talked about just the passion and the pride that has kind of been restored to this program, and those kids always exhibited that. They played all the way right to the whistle, to the final whistle tonight. And those guys got a lot to be proud of.
They sure do. And I appreciate you guys being here. I don't want to down out anybody else at 105.7, but this is my favorite crew here.
We appreciate it.
I'll tell you this, Coach. You make it easy to root for the Musketeers. I'll tell you that.
I appreciate that.
Yep. All right, we're going to step out, take a break, and when we return, we'll be back to wrap things up right after this on the Kool Hits Sports Network.
Authentic Mexican menu items you want. Tres Hermanos Nunez. Accept no substitute. None compares. Fajitas, tacos, burritos, quesadillas, chimichangas, even vegetarian choices. A kids menu, desserts and salads, a tasty, budget-pleasing selection for you and your family, unlike any others, should be your first and only choice for authentic Mexican all throughout the tri-state. Ashland, Greenup, Grayson, Paintsville, Canova, South Point, Olive Hill, and Cannonsburg. Tres Hermanos Nunez, the best around.
know, financial security begins at home with home ownership. If you've been putting off looking for a home because you think you can't afford it, you owe it to yourself to check out Members Choice Credit Union. Members Choice Credit Union has programs for first-time home buyers and more to help put you in the home of your dreams. Call, click, or stop by Members Choice Credit Union today.
Members Choice Credit Union, NMLS 411945, Equal Housing Lender. Call for additional information. Other restrictions may apply.
In addition to the Greenup location, Seltz Pharmacy's newest location is at 437 James Hanna Drive in South Shore, but has retained the name you know and love, McDonald Pharmacy, with the same great service you'll find in the Greenup location, with free delivery service and their convenient drive-thru. Get your vaccinations and allergy shots, and of course, great prescription service at Seltz Pharmacy in Greenup and McDonald Pharmacy, James Hanna Drive, South Shore. Quality Marathon gasoline, great monthly specials on snacks and beverages, and fantastic service. Those are the qualities of Clark's Pump and Shops. You'll find a Clark's Pump and Shop near you in the Bluegrass State and beyond. And Rick and Brent Clark want you to know that they take pride in giving you the best prices and service, and they thank you for your patronage. Clark's Pump and Shops are a division of the John W. Clark Oil Company. Clark's Pump and Shops. Return, refresh, refuel.
Welcome back to Mason County High School, Maysville, Kentucky. As the Mason County Royals are homestanding, Mason County Royals 27-14 over the Greenup County Musketeers tonight. Take a look at the offensive statistics for both teams. For Mason County, Keyshawn Thomas with a huge third quarter leads the way for that Mason County offense that's so explosive. He ends up 6-13 on the night for 135 yards and 3 touchdowns. Rushing the ball for Mason County was Brady Sanders, and he had a huge night, 18 carries, 187 yards, and was able to take a lot of the pressure off that passing game. He also had a touchdown on the evening. Thomas also accounted for 9 carries for 10 yards. Christian Walton took a couple of 3 jet sweeps for a total of 4 yards, and Chad Rogers-Clark came in, had 3 carries for 9 yards. Again, Thomas 6-13 for 135 and 3 touchdowns throwing. Receiving-wise, Isaac Marshall catches 3 balls for 56 yards. Christian Walton catches 3 balls for 79 yards and 2 touchdowns. Total offense on the evening for the Mason County Royals, 349 yards. For Greenup County, Tyson Salmons leads the way rushing and passing. 20 carries for 114 yards, 12 of 16 passing for 95 yards, and does have 1 interception on the evening. Ike Henderson, 11 carries, 28 yards. Braxton Noble, 2 carries for no yards. Receiving, it was mostly Carson Wireman tonight, catches 5 balls for 54 yards. Brady Howard has 2 catches for 80. Cade Hunt, 3 balls for 90. 3 catches for 30 yards. Ike Henderson also had a catch in there on a screen pass for 3 total yards. So 237 unofficial total yards for the Greenup County Musketeers. Total yards were almost identical at halftime, 156 for Greenup and 152 for Mason, but a big third quarter where the Royals were able to get the ball in the end zone 3 times and kind of take control of the game at 14-7 at halftime. They come all the way back with 3 scores in the third quarter and put it away with 1 in the fourth quarter and make it a 27-14 final score.
And like Coach Moore said, they got beaten 1 quarter.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
But nonetheless, final score.
Absolutely. Very competitive game for 3 quarters.
Yep.
The Mason, that's kind of their deal, though. You know, they get hot. They're an explosive team, and when they get that momentum, when they get hot, they can light it up, and that's what they did tonight.
That's right. So, again, your final here, Mason County 27, Greenup County 14, and still not sure yet who Mason will go on to play in the semifinals of the state tournament, but still undefeated, 13-0.
Yeah, 13-0. We were up here a few weeks ago to see him get to 10-0. We're back to see him get to 13-0 tonight, and you don't do that by accident. You don't luck into it.
No.
That comes with a lot of preparation.
That's right.
Coach, they've got these guys always prepared to play. They do a lot of good things on offense. They take advantage of their weapons. They're really fast on defense. They're a little bit unorthodox on defense, and it makes it tough on their opponents. So they're able to play a lot of man coverage with their athleticism in the back end, and that makes it tough to run the ball when you're able to lock down other teams' receivers. And so they're going to be, they're going to be a hard out. Obviously,
sure.
They're going to have a good chance. Like I said, we don't know, not sure who they're going to play in the next round, but whoever it is, it's going to be a challenge.
Coach, final scores from around the area. We've already updated them once, but we'll do it again. Mason, of course, beat Greenup 27-14. Raceland takes down Hazard 17-14, and Ashland defeated Bell County 34-16. Coach, I appreciate you, man.
My pleasure. It's been a tremendous first year. I've had a great time. I don't know that I always did the best job, but I did the best I could, and I certainly enjoyed it. It's been a little bit different for me, but I've absolutely enjoyed it. And I've really it's been really good to kind of follow these Musketeers around. We kind of got in a situation here where we were able to follow them for 3 or 4 weeks in a row. And I enjoyed getting to see a lot of their kids play, and I've been friends with Zach for a very long time, and I'm just thrilled for the success that he had this year and the job that he's done to bring this program to this regional final is nothing short of amazing.
I agree.
With you.
I agree.
And, I didn't mention it because I wasn't sure he wanted to talk about it, but this will be his last game as Greenup County's head coach. I didn't want to bring it up. I didn't know whether I should or not. It's maybe a lack of experience on my part.
You notice I didn't either.
Yeah,
so.
the experienced journalist the experienced broadcaster might have brought that up, but I didn't. I just wanted him to. You could just kind of see the pain a little bit.
Yep.
He talked about being so close, and I've been there. When I was at Spring Valley, we lost 3 straight state championship games. So being that close and not being able to finish the deal is very difficult. You're going to lose those seniors, and that becomes very difficult. But I could just kind of tell he's hurting a little bit, so I didn't bring it up. But the good news about that is that he's going to be around the program.
That's right,
and he'll be there to mentor whoever Greenup County chooses to be the next head coach there. And so it's not like he's leaving the community. He's still going to be there in the school as an assistant principal, and he'll be somebody that whoever takes over can talk to, and it should be a very smooth transition for the Musketeers.
Yep, and I've said it before. I said it earlier after the game. I'll say it again. Hats off to him and his assistant coaches and the players and the community and Lloyd. Mm-hmm. And at Greenup County football, the future is bright for sure.
Absolutely, no doubt about it.
For Coach Brent Terry and Dwayne Elliott back at the station, a big thank you to him. A big thank you to Jim Forrest, the station manager, as well as MJ McKay and everyone involved. I'm Chauncey Griffith. Good night, and God bless.
You've been listening to exciting high school football action on the Kool Hits Sports Network. Tune in each week as we bring you all the excitement of high school football right here on the Kool Hits Sports Network.
Keeping you informed with the latest state, national, and international news and sports. This is the First and People's Bank News Channel, a service of KoolHits1057.com.
AP News for Friday, November 18th. I'm Tim McGuire. Disgraced Theranos CEO Elizabeth Holmes is sentenced to more than 11 years in federal prison for fraud. She was convicted in January of duping investors about a blood testing device that could detect a multitude of diseases and conditions from a few drops of blood. it never worked. The sentence is shorter than the 15-year penalty requested by federal prosecutors, but far tougher than the leniency her lawyers were seeking for the mother of a year-old son with another child on the way. Attorney General Merrick Garland names a special counsel to oversee investigations related to Donald Trump.
The Justice Department's investigating classified documents found at Trump's Florida estate, and there's also a separate probe involving the Capitol riot and bids to undo the 2020 election. Both have political implications, involving an ex-president running for the White House again. Given that and President Biden's intention to run,
it is in the public interest to appoint a special counsel.
Garland says Justice Department veteran Jack Smith's appointment will let prosecutors continue their work indisputably guided by only the facts and law. In a statement, Smith says he'll conduct the probes independently and in the department's best traditions. Sagar Magani, Washington.
Weekend plans scuttled in the Buffalo, New York area. Lake effect snow bringing more than 5 feet of snow in one suburb, 4 feet in another. The National Weather Service's Zach Taylor.
Really cold air on top of those relatively warmer lake temperatures, and that's kind of the ingredients that we need to produce these lake effect snow bands.
The storm is being blamed for the deaths of 2 people in what officials say were cardiac events while clearing snow. Worst snowfall so far south of Buffalo. By Friday afternoon, AAA tow truck drivers were having trouble reaching dozens of stranded drivers. This is AP News. Closing arguments in the trial of 5 top leaders of the right-wing Oath Keepers militia for their alleged parts in the attack on the Capitol. Here's the AP's Norman Hall.
The prosecution has made its closing statements in the seditious conspiracy trial of Oath Keepers founder Stuart Rhodes and 4 associates. A federal jury was told that the men discussed using violence to overthrow the results of the 2020 election, and when rioters started storming the Capitol, they saw an opportunity to do it. Assistant U.S. Attorney Catherine Rakosi told jurors that Rhodes' own words show he was preparing to lead a rebellion to keep Democrat Joe Biden out of the White House. She said Rhodes and his co-defendants repeatedly called for a violent overthrow of the government. Rhodes' attorney sought to downplay the violent rhetoric as venting and insisted there was no agreement or conspiracy.
If found guilty of seditious conspiracy, Rhodes and the others could get 20 years in prison. I'm Tim McGuire, AP News.
Kentucky football and Kentucky basketball facing top 5 tests this weekend. We'll talk about it coming up on a look at Kentucky football and basketball.
Raider Auction Company in Hopkinsville, Kentucky holds 4 consignment auctions per year, but they buy and sell equipment every single day. Owner Delbert Raider has well over 45 years experience and is well known for his knowledge of used equipment. He buys and sells every day, and financing is available. Check with Raider Auction Company on Skyline Drive in Hopkinsville. That's ROEDER, or go to RaiderAuctionCompany.com. The next big auction is December 16th at 9 a.m. in Hopkinsville. Find out more at RaiderAuctionCompany.com. That's ROEDER.
Kentucky just got upset by Vandy, and now it hosts the #1 team in the country, Georgia. One thing about it, it certainly provides the Kentucky football team with a chance to make a statement about who they are. Georgia coach Kirby Smart has a healthy respect for UK.
I think there's a major league respect for Kentucky in our program because the kids that have played against Kentucky, it's been bloodbaths, man. Like the game last year was so physical, so tough and rugged, and like they run a lot of physical runs. We run a lot of physical runs, and you end up just clanging. And when you come out of the game, you're like really sore. So that was that way. That 14-3 or whatever game it was, maybe up there 2020. Man, it was. We had guys dropping like flies. It was just really physical. So our guys respect Kentucky. I respect Coach Stoops, and what they did last week has no relevance to what they'll do this week.
Kentucky basketball is at #2 Gonzaga on Sunday night. Now, the Zags won't be ranked that high when the new polls come out because they lost to Texas by 19 on Wednesday. I am excited to see the matchup between Oscar Tshiebwe and Gonzaga's Drew Timme, 2 leading contenders for Player of the Year this season. I'm guessing Oscar will bring his A game. Tom Leach with a look at Kentucky football and basketball.
NBC News Radio, I'm Brian Shook. Attorney General Merrick Garland is naming a special counsel to determine whether former President Trump engaged in criminal activity.
Based on recent developments, including the former president's announcement that he is a candidate for president in the next election, I have concluded that it is in the public interest to appoint a special counsel.
Garland said one probe is focused on whether Trump broke the law, storing White House documents at his Mar-a-Lago resort in Florida. The other involves last year's Capitol riot. A Georgia judge is allowing early voting in the Senate runoff between Democrat Raphael Warnock and Republican Herschel Walker. The judge ruled that the Georgia Secretary of State can't stop counties from voting on the Saturday after Thanksgiving. The move is seen as a win for Democrats. The fallout from this week's Ticketmaster debacle involving Taylor Swift tickets is getting the attention of more high-profile figures. Pennsylvania's governor-elect and current Attorney General Josh Shapiro is asking those having trouble with the Ticketmaster site to contact his office. Moscow, Idaho police have released a new timeline for the 4 students who were stabbed to death in a home last Sunday. Brad Ford reports.
Ethan Chapin and Xana Kernodle were at a Sigma Chi party before returning home by 1:45 in the morning. Kaylee Gonsalves and Madison Mogan were at the Corner Club until 1:30 a.m. They went to a food truck and then home. There were 2 other roommates at the home sometime in the early morning hours. Police say they're cooperating with the investigation. It was noon before police were called. A suspect has not been arrested.
Chris Hemsworth is taking a step back from acting after a recent medical revelation. Through genetic testing, Hemsworth discovered he has a predisposition for Alzheimer's and is 8 to 10 times more likely to develop the disease than the average person. You're listening to the latest from NBC News Radio.
KSR, Kentucky Sports Radio on KNN, where you never know what you'll get.
There's hoops, there's shenanigans, there's rigmarole.